It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school football on the Q92 Sports Network. I'm Ryan Keller, alongside me, Coach Antonio Hall, and I'm going to use the old cliche. It's win or go home. We have reached Week 11. It is playoff time, and we are at Robert Fife Stadium in Jackson. And we've got the 10 seed, the Brunswick Blue Devils, who are 5-5 on the season, facing off against the number 7 seed, the 5-5 Jackson Polar Bears. Coach, it's a different feel in the air. The temperatures are dropping.
Yep.
It's definitely that playoff atmosphere, and these games, they mean more.
They mean more
Because this could be the end.
You just feel it in the air. I mean, I'm jacked like I'm about to go out here play or coach tonight, just because you know what's on the line. These seniors on both sides, this could very well be their last game, so they definitely have something to play for. The playoff scope changed this year in Ohio. So, I mean, there's just a lot riding on tonight's game.
Yeah, and you and I are both players, former players, not current, obviously.
You can still go.
I mean, I probably could. And I could go even better if you give me a couple weeks to trade it. I think I'd be all right.
I bet.
But you know that feeling and the adrenaline rushing pregame, watching both teams warm up right now. And it is a different feel. It's a different atmosphere.
It is. And talking to both coaches before the game, very appreciative to be here. Programs in 2 different points, but still very happy to be in the playoffs. Very excited about what tonight could bring for their programs.
Yeah, it's a rematch of last season's round 1 matchup between Jackson and Brunswick. The Polar Bears advanced by winning 24-3. So Brunswick comes in, a little bit of chip on their shoulder, wanting to get a little revenge. For Jackson, it's kind of been an up and down season, multiple quarterbacks with Eckerman and Mulliman. But the constant throughout the entire season has been Corey Jacobs, 4th in Stark County in rushing, over 1,000 yards, and 2nd in scoring with 17 touchdowns. And they're going to need him tonight.
Tremendous talent. I was talking to one of their coaches before the game and just talking about how much I admired his progression from afar, week in and week out. You see him a couple weeks, come back. You see him again, a couple weeks, come back, see him again, and you see him get better every single game. And you even see him get better as games go along. In the fourth quarter, that's when he's the strongest. That's when he's running his hardest. That's when he's seeing the holes the best. He's just a fun kid to watch.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be the starter coming into the season, and he got put in. And, we've seen this Polar Bear team a couple times, and first time we saw him, we're like, turn it up, quit trying to bounce it outside. Next time, started turning up a little more, and he's becoming a more downhill runner, more north and south. And when he gets that little crease, he's gone. The speed and open space is ridiculous.
Yeah, great speed, but also, he has pretty good strength too. He's not an overly big guy, but he's a nice size running back. He's a really good size receiver, and just the fact that you have a safety trying to bring him down one-on-one, it's not a good matchup here in the open field.
And this is just one of 7 games we have tonight on the Q92 Sports Network, and we're going to preview the other 6 coming up right after the break. We've got St. John's at Malvern, Lisbon at East Canton, Green at Garfield Heights, Salem at Northwest, Geneva at Alliance on our sister station AM 1310 WDPN, and Northland from Columbus against North Canton Hoover on Q92. We're going to get to all that and more coming up. It's our countdown to kickoff from Robert Fife Stadium. It's round 1 of the playoffs between Jackson and Brunswick. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium as we count down to kick off the Region 1, Division 1 matchup between the 10 seed and the 7 seed, Brunswick and Jackson. We've got a couple other games going on in the area on the Q92 Sports Network. Let's check in with some of our broadcast teams and hear what they have to say about tonight's matchups. First, we're going to head over to Malvern, the battle between the number 12 seed St. John's and the number 5 seed Malvern Hornets.
It's week 11, and that means it's playoff football here in Ohio. Tonight's playoff matchup is number 12 St. John's Fighting Herald versus number 5 Malvern Hornets, a Division 7 Region 25 matchup where the winner goes on to Monroeville in round 2. St. John's out of Ashtabula finishes 5-5 on the season, coming off a big 48-0 win over the Cardinal Huskies in Week 10 to secure the number 12 spot in the playoffs. The Fighting Heralds are led by junior running back Chase Newsom with 1,060 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns, 126 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, 4 passes for 61 yards and a touchdown. Wide receiver DB Gus Petro has 103 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, 19 tackles, and 22 assists. Malvern Hornets finished the season 6-4, earning the number 5 seed in the playoffs, but are coming off a Week 10 loss, 6-7, and a battle with East Canton. Junior QB Jax Jones, 53% QB rating, 102 completions for 1,066 yards, 10 touchdowns, but 11 INTs. His number 1 target is senior wide receiver Roy Simmons with 491 yards, 5 touchdowns. And running back Aaron Gore leads the Hornets in rushing with 1,174 yards, 16 touchdowns, averaging 130 yards a game. Also, watch out for senior linebacker Owen Ball, who has 92 tackles on the season and 1 recovered fumble. The Fighting Heralds and the Hornets of Malvern are set to take round 1, 7 p.m. kickoff here on Q92 Sports Network. I'm Mike Dixon and Ryan Rowland. Tune in for tonight's coverage.
Thanks, Mike. Next, we are going to head to East Canton. The Lisbon Blue Devils take on East Canton, the 10 seed and a 7 seed.
Good evening, everyone. It is win or go home time from here on out. It's high school football playoff time on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm Jay Wilhelm, and I'm live in East Canton as the Hornets play host to the David Anderson Blue Devils out of Lisbon in this Division 7 Region 25 matchup. Lisbon comes in, finishing their regular season with a record of 6-4, 4-3 in their conference play. They lost their Week 10 matchup against Columbiana 42-21. But prior to that, they had won 4 straight games. During that winning streak, they were scoring over 38 points in each of those games and 49 or more twice. The Blue Devils will look to play spoiler on the road in round 1 here tonight. East Canton enters with a final regular season record of 8-2, 4-1 in their conference play. The Hornets, led by legendary coach John Spider Miller, are on a 4-game winning streak, as their season was bookended by winning streaks. They opened the season by going 4-0 for the first time in over 20 years, lost back-to-back games mid-season, and then popped off the streak they are on now after surviving in Week 10 against rival Malvern 7-6. Tonight, we find out who goes home and who gets to move on to face 2-seed Fairport Harding next week. It should be a good one to start the postseason. Join me here tonight as kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Hornets vs. Blue Devils, live from East Canton. I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
Thanks, Jay. Next, we are going to head to see here the Green Bulldogs getting into the playoffs. They are going to be a dangerous team. They are healthy. They are getting hot at the right time, but they've got a test tonight traveling on the road to Garfield Heights. Let's check in with Mike Voorhees, hear what he has to say about tonight's matchup, the 11-seed Green and the 6-seed Garfield Heights.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Halloween. Tonight starts round 1 of the Ohio High School Athletic Association football playoffs, and I am live at Charles A. Blundgren Field in Garfield Heights for tonight's Battle of the Bulldogs. Garfield Heights is the 6th seed and finished the regular season with a record of 9-1, including going undefeated in conference play. Winners of 6 straight, their defense has been stout, posting 3 shutouts in their last 4 games, and only giving up a total of 41 points in their last 7. Their opponent, the Green Bulldogs, they're the 11th seed. They finished the season 5-5 after firing off 4 straight wins, including last week's thrilling 34-27 win over crosstown rival Lake in the Battle of 619. The Bulldogs are led by seniors Tyson Hunka and Evan Reed. They are finally healthy, firing on all cylinders, and looking to be a team ready to make some noise in these playoffs. It's the Battle of the Bulldogs tonight, and you can hear it live on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Charshone Auto Group. Join myself and my broadcast partner, Robert Coleman, for all the action with kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. With Q92 Sports, I'm Mike Voorhees.
Thanks, Mike. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we've got 3 more games to preview, and then we'll talk a little bit more about our matchup between Brunswick and Jackson. It's round 1 of the playoffs right here on the Q92 Sports Network.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media. When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is head coach Jay Rohr from the Jackson Polar Bears. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. It's countdown to kickoff between Brunswick and Jackson, the Division I, Region I matchup between the 10 seed and the 7 seed. We got 3 more games to preview that are being aired tonight on the Q92 Sports Network. This one is 2 local teams, Salem and Northwest, 10 seed and a 7 seed going against one another. Let's check in on tonight's matchup.
It's playoff time in Division 4, Region 13. The stakes can't get any higher. Win or go home. And tonight, the Salem Quakers will hit the road to Canal Fulton to take on the Northwest Indians in round 1 of the OHSAA playoffs, live on Q92 Sports Network. Live on the Q92 Sports Network. The Salem Quakers finished the regular season with a 6-4 record, battling through a tough EBC schedule to earn their playoff spot. They, of course, have been led all season by their senior 3-year starter quarterback, Cletus Monroy, who can beat you through the air and, of course, on the ground. He'll be up to the ground game by their junior running back, Brandon Canna, who can break it for a big gain at any point, especially behind his 2 senior linemen, Matthew Austin and Caleb Cutlip. Salem will look to control the clock and the game tonight if they want to upset the Northwest Indians. Northwest finished the season at 8-2 and are back in the playoffs with head coach John DeMarco, playing a brand of physical, disciplined football on both sides of the ball. And they'll be leaning on their quarterback, Braden Venables, who's thrown for almost 1,000 yards this season and 6 touchdowns. And Venables' main target, wide receiver Logan Allman, who's averaging 86 yards receiving per game. The winner of tonight's game will move on to play Glenville in round 2 of the playoffs on the road. It's Salem and Northwest. This should be a good one. And you can hear it right here on the Q92 Sports Network. From Northwest High School, I'm Christian Bigglesworth, Q92 Sports.
Sorry there, Christian. I didn't mean to cut you off. Thanks, Christian. All right, next we're going to send to our sister station, AM 1310 WDPN. The Alliance Aviators are at home at Caris Field. And they will host Geneva. I don't know a lot of the schools' mascots. So I go to say the, and then I'm like, no, it's just Geneva. They host Geneva. 10 seed, 17. Let's check in with Sam Berkwin, who's on the call from Mount Union.
Well, tonight here at the University of Mount Union, the Alliance Aviators will host their first ever high school football playoff game. Temperatures expected to be in the mid-40s for tonight's game between the Alliance Aviators and Geneva. Both these teams come in with records of 8-2. Both can put points on the board, both with pretty good defenses, but we expect a high-scoring affair here tonight with the Aviators and the Eagles. Alliance, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the county. You talk about wide receivers, Tajay Nicholson and Jaron Blair. Blair over 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Nicholson over 700 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. Still trying to see what the status of running back Ravon Hawkins is. He is pretty much a game-time decision. If Alliance doesn't have Hawkins tonight, they could be in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, for Geneva, they come in here with a record of 8-2. It is the Pete and Croy show. We're talking about Bryce Pete and Caden Proy. First time Geneva's had a couple of 1,000-yard rushers since 1998. They can get it done on the ground. They run, and run some more. It'll be interesting tonight if the Aviators' run defense comes to play. They could get out of here with a victory. It should be a good one. One of the better first-round matchups in all of the state of Ohio. Join myself and Caleb Norick for the play-by-play tonight at 7 on AM 1310 WDPN as Alliance takes on Geneva. I'm Sam Berkwin for 1310 WDPN and Q92radiosports.com.
Thank you, Sam. Finally, we're going to get to our Q92 game of the week. North Canton Hoover hosting Northland from Columbus. It's 11 seed and a 6 seed. Let's check in with Clint Scroggs, who's on the call tonight from Memorial Stadium.
Hoover Vikings host the Columbus Northland Vikings in round 1 of the OHSAA playoffs. Hoover capped an 8-2 season with a 35-13 whipping of Jackson last week. Senior Jack Andes had 140 yards rushing and 1 touchdown, along with 9 catches for 107 and another score. He needs 3 yards for 1,300 all-purpose yards this year. He has 19 touchdowns. Senior signal caller John Collins has compiled 1,434 yards passing with 14 TDs. He's also carried for 9 scores. The Hoover defense has 2 shutouts and has allowed between 13 and 21 points in every other game. Linebacker Carter Lukens ran back an interception for the last score last week. He has a team-high 146 tackles, 20 for loss. D-lineman David Tully also has 20 TFLs and 7 sacks. The secondary led by senior Carson Morris and his 5 interceptions. Northland was the beneficiary of a forfeit last week. Columbus Beechcroft canceled the game after a shooting near the school a week earlier. The other Vikings led by quarterback Achilles Harrison, the sophomore able to hit one of a number of receivers in the team's spread offense. Senior basketball standout Deontay James joined the team in Week 6 and contributed a rushing TD, receiving TD, and kickoff return TD in a Week 8 win over Lyndon McKinley. The point guard led the Vikings to a third straight City League title in February. It was the only win this year for Northland against a team with a winning record. Their other 6 victims compiled 10 total wins, plus the forfeit. Northland has been knocked out in the first round of the playoffs the last 3 years. It's the Battle of the Vikings at Memorial Stadium as the 2025 high school football playoffs begin with a game between North Canton Hoover and Columbus Northland. The winner gets a matchup with Massillon next week. For the Q92 Sports Network, I'm Clint Scroggs.
Thank you, Clint. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, Antonio Hall had a chance to speak to both head coaches, Coach Carter from Brunswick and Coach Rohr from Jackson. We're going to get to that as we are getting closer and closer to the kickoff of the round 1 of the playoffs here from Robert Fife Stadium. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium as we get ready for kickoff between Brunswick and Jackson. First, Coach Antonio Hall had a chance to speak to both coaches of their respective teams. Let's check in first, and here's conversation with Coach Carter from Brunswick.
Antonio Hall in the Q92 pregame show. This interview is being brought to you by Fedora Football. Fedora Football is the football world's lifestyle brand. Here with Brunswick head coach, Coach Cole Carter in his second year at the helm. Coach, advanced to the playoffs. Congratulations. What have you learned so far about your team this season?
Yeah, a lot. Saw some resilience there. Got a big win against Euclid, 17-16. I think it says a lot about your team when you get these close wins. Definitely builds some team culture. And like I said, when guys aren't used to having a lot of success and you fight and you claw to the end and you find ways to pull games out, it makes you that much closer as a community and as a team.
Coach, to come in to Jackson tonight on the road, what's going to take to get a win and advance in the playoffs?
Yeah, Coach Rohr has these guys very prepared. They're well-disciplined. They read their keys. They play fast. They're relentless. Our biggest thing is we have to execute. We got to stay ahead of the sticks. We can't have penalties that put us behind the chains and make it difficult to call plays and really just take advantage of our opportunities and make the most of it. It's not often you get to play in this, especially with the 12-team condensed playoff, and we're just excited and blessed to be here, Coach.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight. See you after the game.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you, Coach.
That's Coach Carter from the Brunswick Blue Devils. Let's check in and hear the conversation with the head coach of the Jackson Polar Bears, Jay Rohr.
Antonio Hall in the Q92 pregame show. This interview is being brought to you by Fedora Football. Fedora Football is the football world's lifestyle brand. Here with head coach Jay Rohr, the Jackson Polar Bears. Coach, first week of the playoffs, new season. What's your message coming into the team this week?
Have fun. It's as simple as that. Again, we've had our ups and downs, whether it's, again, inexperience, the injuries, all that stuff. It's exactly that. Every team that's in the playoffs right now has a 0-0 record, and it's time to go have some fun. Enjoy it.
Good deal, Coach. Coach, playing the Brunswick team tonight, playoffs. What are going to be the keys to victory to win in advance tonight and move on to the second round?
Whoever turns the ball over the least. That's been our arch nemesis. It's been something that's been again a vocal point for our team coming into this week. We got to take care of the football.
Coach, best of luck tonight. Go get them.
Tony, always appreciate you, bro.
Those are our Fedora football coaches interviews tonight before the matchup. And I want to talk on a couple things that both coaches mentioned, but specifically with the Jackson Polar Bears is because we've seen them more throughout the season. And you have two guys who can play quarterback. Now, you hear the wind during your interview. It is a breezy night down there. The wind is kind of swirling. Lucas Eckerman is a better dual threat quarterback. Right. He's able to use his legs. He does turn the ball over a little bit more than Carter Mulliman. Mulliman's more of a pocket passer. I think Mulliman's a better thrower than Eckerman is. And if Lucas Eckerman's healthy, I imagine that's who's going to be the starter tonight for Jackson, especially with the weather the way that it is and how windy it is. Might not be relying on throwing the football as much tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to the Jackson staff on the sideline when I was down there, and we were talking about how the forecast said that the wind is supposed to die down, but it doesn't look like that. So, it makes sense to play Eckerman because, again, he is more of a dual threat. He's a guy that like to, especially on third down, do a lot of quarterback draw. So if he's hitting all cylinders tonight, I'd probably start him.
And they've got, as we mentioned earlier, Corey Jacobs, who's a beast on the ground. But when you have Mulliman, who's not playing quarterback, he is a receiver, and he's a big guy, 6'5", 200 pounds. You get down into the red zone, that's a huge target for Lucas Eckerman. So you're able to open your offense up a little bit more by having Eckerman play that quarterback position and Mulliman be on the outside.
Definitely, especially with the other guys that they have in the wide receiving core with Cowles and with Szymanski. I mean, all those three guys make a big difference in this offense. And if you have both quarterbacks on the field, might get some trickery tonight. It is the playoffs.
Yeah, this is where you save those special plays when you get into the playoffs. This is where you pull them out. They haven't been put on tape yet. Right. Teams don't know what to expect out of different formations. Let's talk a little bit about Brunswick. Eli Nichols, he is kind of the glue that holds this team together, not just on offense, but defensively. I think he is more of a threat. And you don't normally see a quarterback who plays defensive end, or a running back, who plays defensive end as well. Right. He's got 20 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. He's also rushed for 560 yards this season, averaging 6.4 yards a carry and 7 touchdowns.
I mean, he's definitely a man-child out there, and he's a two-way dog. And I know with Coach Carter's what he's trying to build, what he is building. I mean, having players like that really help you set the foundation for your program.
And quarterback Sean Barnett, who leads the offense for the Blue Devils. He is a Division II basketball recruit for Flagler College in Florida. He can run the ball as well. He's rushed for 432 yards this year. He's got 9 passing touchdowns and over 1,000 yards throwing, 4 TDs. But again, that interception number pops up. He's got 7 interceptions as well. And I believe Eckerman has 7 interceptions on the year as well. So when they talk about turning the ball over, you might tend to see these guys be a little cautious sometimes just because they know turnovers has bit them in the past.
And they make a way bigger difference in the playoffs. So, be more cognizant of them trying to do some screen or draws on third down situations to get ready for the national anthem.
Just head down to the field. And that was the national anthem as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff. We missed the coin toss, so it's a mystery to us as well as to who's going to get the ball to start off the ball game.
After the suspense, it's a playoff.
There we go. As Brunswick makes their way out onto the field. Jackson going all purple tonight. The purple pants with the purple uniforms, the white numbers, and the yellow helmets. Brunswick all white tonight. The white pants, the white jerseys with the blue stripes down the shoulders, and the white helmets with the Brunswick B on the side. I also like schools that put numbers on the sides of their helmets, and they have those on there as well.
Every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps, especially me. This is your first broadcast with us. I apologize because I'm not good at spotting numbers, and these should be okay, though.
Yeah, I mean, these uniforms are pretty legible. The numbers pop on both sides, so we should be able to make out who's who tonight, hopefully.
Hopefully. So playoff football getting ready to kick off. Both teams huddled up on their respective sidelines. The officials have their breaks. So Jackson won the kick, and they deferred to the second half. So the Polar Bears are going to be kicking off tonight. And let's see. I know his name. There it is. Cooper Mazier.
Mazier
on the kick for the Polar Bears. 3 receivers back deep for Brunswick.
5-3-3 return.
Mazier teed the ball up, whistle blown. And round 1 of the 2025 high school football playoffs is underway. Good kick from Mazier. Looks like it got hung up in the wind a little bit. Still made it to the 4-yard line. Returned on the left hash. Brunswick going from left to right. Nice move from the return man. Gets across the 25-yard line down to the 29-yard line. That was number 2, Gavin Moore with the return. And Brunswick will take over 1st and 10. First possession of the ball game. Barnett, 6'5", 200-pound senior quarterback. Heck of a basketball player. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get to see him. He does look like a big, tall dude out there. But, boy, so does Eli Nichols. Eli Nichols is a grown man in that backfield.
Yes, he is.
So they line up with the tailback on each side of Barnett. Takes, hands off to Nichols over the left-hand side. And he will be stood up by that Jackson defense. Gain of 1 on the carry.
Brunswick coming out in the split back formations, running backs on each side of the quarterback. That time they run it off tackle to the left, having the left running back lead up on the first guy on the edge. And good job being stout on the edge by Jackson's defense and getting it for no gain.
So they got about a half a yard on the carry. Brunswick moving left to right, ball on the left hash. Barnett split by 2 backs in the backfield. Turn, hand off to Nichols over the left. Play action, rolling out to the right, and that is caught across the 40, 45. That was Cohen Issa with the return or with the reception.
Late flag.
And that's usually either legal downfield or holding. See what they get. An eligible man downfield on Brunswick. So the nice catch and run is going to negate that play and push them back. It'll be 2nd and 14 now with 11:05 left in the first quarter.
And as an offensive lineman, that's tough because in a play action, you're trying to sell the run. The play takes a little bit longer to develop because the quarterback's rolling outside. Yeah, like he was going to run, and he pulled up late for a pass. So as an offensive lineman, you're just going through your normal routine of run blocking and got a little bit too far downfield and negates a big play.
So 2nd and 14 for the Blue Devils. Single running back to the right of Barnett. That is Bollock. Back to pass. Swings it out to Bollock. And he catches behind the line of scrimmage and will maybe get a yard on the reception. A little swing route there, but Jackson's defense snuffed that out.
Great pursuit by Jackson's defense that time. Really not being fooled by the formation and what was going on. Linebacker sniffed it out, got downhill, was able to get pursuit and really make a big play on defense.
Gain of 1 on the reception. It'll be 3rd and 13 for Brunswick. This time they go with Bollock stacked behind Barnett in the pistol. Play action, rolling out, throwing out into the left flat. That is incomplete, intended for Gavin Moore, and the Polar Bears defense forces a first drive punt from Brunswick.
Quarterback wasn't able to get his feet set on that roll, that half roll after the play action, and just the pass came up short. One hopped it there, and now Brunswick has to punt by getting behind the chains on the big penalty in their first drive.
And I felt like he kind of threw that a little earlier than he needed to be. The receiver hadn't even got to the top of his break yet, but it's good news for the Polar Bears. Vincenzo Di Teldoro, the punt for Jackson, and trying to make the punt. And that's going to be a muffed punt recovered by Brunswick. The return man for the Polar Bears ran into his blocker and tried catching the ball from basically his back. And that'll be a turnover, and it will be Brunswick football.
It's just a bad break for Jackson right there. The return man not knowing where his blocker was, the blocker not knowing where the return man was. They ran into each other and muffed the punt. Now Brunswick has a good chance now starting at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for Brunswick. They go back on each side, Bollock and Nichols. They shadow Barnett in the backfield. In Jackson territory. Take the snap. Hand off to Nichols. He bounces over the right-hand side. Again, only a pickup of maybe 2 on the carry. This Polar Bears defense is really playing tough against the run. Nichols averaging 6.4 yards per carry. And I imagine Jackson knew that coming into tonight's game.
Right. Well, out of the split back formation, Brunswick's trying to run power, lead with that off running back. But Jackson's doing a great job wrong arming at the point of attack and making everything bunch up at the point.
Nichols Barnett back to pass, throws it into a wide receiver screen on the right-hand side. That's caught by Cohen Issa. And he will pick up a few yards. But it will be another 3rd down for Brunswick. 3rd and 3, 9:20 left in the first quarter. No score from Robert Fife Stadium.
3rd and 3 is a lot better than 3rd and 11, which was their last drive. So here your playbook's pretty much wide open. You can pretty much run anything. Let's see what they come out and do.
So Brunswick checking with the sideline. They're a team that doesn't really huddle too much. They just get their play from their coach. Bollock to the right of Barnett. They turn, play action, swing it out, this time through the hands of the intended receiver. That was Gavin Moore, and that will be incomplete and force another 4th down, but they're in that kind of no man's territory. Do they want to play field position, or do they want to try to go for it? And it looks like they're leaving their offense on the field.
It's the playoffs, baby. We got to go for it.
Got to go for it. All season long, you talked about talked about field position. And tipping the field. But that all changes.
That's out the window. We got to score points, man.
All right, 4th down. They put a man in motion. Barnett rolling out to his left, looking, throwing, and that's going to be intercepted. Coming up and making the pick for the Polar Bears, Max Cowles on 4th down. It'll be Jackson football.
Quarterback on a roll left, tried to fit it into a very, very, very tight space. Had a defender on each side of the receiver. Good job by Cowles making a break on the ball and coming up with that interception on 4th down.
I think that's as an offense for Brunswick, it's kind of you're in a position where you can't kick a field goal. You either punt or go for it. That just counts as like a short punt.
Right. I mean, Jack still has to drive the whole field to go score, so it's not the end of the world. Now your defense has to play ball.
All right, Lucas Eckerman in at quarterback. Jacobs lines up behind him. They turn, play action, swing it out onto the right side. That is caught. And up a gain of 1. That was Regenball with the reception. And they'll give him maybe a 1.5, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Just a little bubble to the 2 receiver side. Try to soften the box a little bit, get the defense going left and right.
And they're going to turn, hand this one off to Jacobs. Tries to bounce it to the left. Not going to happen. Guess who is there? It's Eli Nichols, the defensive end for Brunswick, with a tackle for Going to give him a tackle for loss or no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8 now for the Polar Bears.
That was a great job at the point of attack by Nichols. And then running back tried to bounce it outside to his left, but the linebacker already scraped downhill and nowhere to go. Brunswick defense bottles him up. Now it's 3rd and long.
So Jackson with the ball at the middle of the field, sitting on the 26-yard line. Jacobs to the left of Eckerman in the backfield. 2 receivers on each side. Back to pass is Eckerman. He's looking left, swings it to Jacobs in the flat. Across the 20, 25, loses his footing and is brought down at the 27-yard line. And that's going to force the punting unit on for Jackson.
Great job keeping everything in front of them on defense. They had to hit the check down. Running back made a good play on the ball in the pursuit. Running back lost footing a little bit, gained his balance, but the defensive guy was there to make the play.
Cooper Mazier on to punt for the Polar Bears. Kind of a feeling out stage early in this game. Both teams trying to figure out what the strengths and weaknesses are of each other's defense. So Mazier standing on his 14. Punt away. Good high punt. Fair catch called for and taken at the 29-yard line. So the Blue Devils will take over on their, 3rd possession of the game after the muffed punt.
Yeah, technically.
1st and 10 from the 29.
Great job by the Brunswick defense starting out, being stout, 3 and out. Now the offense is back, like Ryan said, for their 3rd possession. Let's see if they figured anything out from Jackson's defense from those first 2 series.
So let's see. We got some scores coming in. Malvern 7, St. John's nothing. Salem 7, Northwest nothing. We'll get to some more scores flying in here. A lot of scoring early. Man in motion now for Brunswick from right to left. That sends 3 receivers to the left. Straight quarterback run over the left-hand side. He'll get across the 35 down to the 36-yard line. That was Sean Barnett with the carry.
That was a good scheme by Brunswick. 2 receivers to the left. They motion the receiver on the right, making it appear it's going to be some sort of jet sweep action. And the quarterback keeps it, hits it right up the middle of the defense, and gets a really good gain on 1st down.
2nd and 3 for Brunswick. Halfway through the first quarter, no score here from Robert Fife Stadium. Brunswick moving left to right. Back to pass, and then they fake the toss. And quarterback's going to keep it himself. Barnett over the left-hand side. He'll be close to the 1st down mark, but I think it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Blue Devils.
2 plays, 2 quarterback runs. Seems like Brunswick has figured out that they can gain an extra guy at the point of attack and run my big, good-looking quarterback and try to get some good hard yards.
So big 3rd and 1 early on in the ball game. Barnett in the shotgun. Bollock to his right. 2 receivers to the right-hand side. They run, swing this one, and another drop. Gavin Moore. That is his 2nd or 3rd drop so far in the early parts of this ball game. It'll be 4th and 1, and Brunswick is leaving their offense on the field.
Yeah, it's a gutsy move right here, especially, inside your own 40, 4th and a good 2 yards. So you really got faith in your offense here if you're Coach Carter.
Yeah, I can see this on the other side of the field where they were earlier, but they motion Nichols from right to left. He's the left wing. In the shotgun is Barnett. Bollock lined up to his right. 2 receivers to the right, single left.
Better hurry. Oh, they're going to probably take a timeout.
Yep.
Or a penalty. Take the penalty.
And they do take the delay of game, and they're going to bring their punter out onto the field. I'm going to enjoy saying his name all evening long.
It's a great name.
And I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I just enjoy it.
Just say it with confidence.
Vincenzo Di Teldoro.
There you go. That's an awesome name.
I was close, right? No. Di Teodoro. There we go. Di Teodoro.
Okay.
Just got to listen to the PA guy here. That makes my life easier. Good knuckle punt. And we'll bounce and take a good Brunswick roll. That hit around the 38-yard line and probably rolled about 10 yards. A late flag coming in. That's going to be some extracurriculars. I imagine a dead ball foul. Don't know on which team. So we'll see as the officials congregate at the 40-yard line. And that punt went out around the 28-yard line. Had a good. So that's going to go against Jackson's Jared Kaiser. So field position game, an unnecessary penalty that's going to push Jackson now half the distance to the goal line.
Yep. If I know Coach Benjamin Barterwell, he's probably going to come out and take a shot here on the first play of this drive. I mean, just coaching with the guy for forever. I kind of know his tendencies.
Well, we'll find out. 1st and 10, Jackson will have the ball. 5:33 left in the first quarter. They're at their 14-yard line. They're spreading it out. They've got 3 receivers to the wide side left, single wide out, short right. Eckerman in the shotgun, Jacobs to his left. Turn, play action, swings it out over on the left-hand side. Caught now across the 20-yard line, still on his feet, down to the 24-yard line is Max Cowles. It's a nice play to try to get Eckerman into a little bit of a rhythm. They've hit him with a couple little short passes to try to make him feel comfortable.
Yeah, and it looks like Jackson's comfortable right now, just throwing little swing routes or little screens to the wide receiver just to get the defense going sideline to sideline.
So 1st down for Jackson. Now on the left hash. Eckerman back to pass. Looking for the slant. Nice catch in traffic. And enough for another 1st down to the 35-yard line. That's Rocco Norch with the reception.
So great job by Eckerman holding that ball. He wanted to release it earlier, but saw the receiver didn't clear the first defender. So he kind of hit pause in his hitch and was able to deliver a strike right after he cleared it. Good job by the quarterback.
And kind of held that safety in place as well, which gave him the window to make that throw. So 2 passing plays, 2 first downs for the Polar Bears. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Ball on the right hash. Eckerman by himself. He's back to pass. They fake the screen to the right. Now he goes back to it, and that is caught, almost eluding a tackle after a gain of 1 and being swung out of bounds. That's Regenball with the reception. It'll set up 2nd down for Jackson.
Good coverage on the back end by Brunswick. Hit the check down, and Brunswick defense, again, keeping everything in front of them, rallying and making the play. I'm very impressed so far with Brunswick's open field tackling.
So they gave him no yards on the reception. That what happened on the far side of the field. So it's 2nd and 10 for the Polar Bears. They send 3 receivers to the wide side left. Eckerman by himself, rolling to his left, throwing out into the flat. And that's going to short hop his intended receiver, Norch, and it'll set up a 3rd and long for the Polar Bears. 4:04 left in the first quarter.
It's a good job by the defensive end, Nichols. We talked about him before, both sides of the ball, but he just kept this contained, kept setting the edge as they tried to roll out to his side, and eventually was able to gain ground and get to the quarterback's line of vision. So good job defensive end, keeping him inside and really affecting that play.
Jackson goes empty on the right hash, 2 receivers to the short right, 3 wide side left. Eckerman back to pass. He's got pressure. He's going to roll out to his right, throws a little crossing route. That is caught, and picking up the 1st down was Norch. Good job from Eckerman, keeping his eyes downfield and finding the open receiver for the 1st down.
Great pocket presence. He had pressure from his left side, then had pressure from his right side. Was able to climb in the pocket, saw his receiver crossing his face at the last second, dumped it to him, and 1st down.
And these passing plays, what they're going to do is they're going to force Brunswick to pull that defender out of the middle, and it's going to open up some running lanes for Jacobs.
And when he gets going, good night.
Especially in open field, man. He's got that 2nd gear, and he is gone. So 1st down, they hand it off to Jacobs. He's going to get right up the middle. Good push from the offensive line. He'll pick up 2 yards on the carry. I think with Jacobs, too, it's important to try to get him into a bit of a rhythm. He's kind of a rhythm guy, and once he gets going in late in games, he finds that extra level.
Oh, face mask.
So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Corbin Williams for Brunswick. That's going to push Jackson across midfield into the Blue Devils territory.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for this Jackson offense. And last week was talking to the offensive coordinator, Coach Barterwell from Jackson, and he just said that Jacobs is a 2nd half running back. 1st half, he fills it out. He kind of understands how the linebackers are playing him, and 2nd half, he just takes over.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen him break some really big runs late in games to put teams away. So 1st down for the Polar Bears. Jacobs to the left of Eckerman. They're going to play action, looking for that slant route again. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, and it was almost picked off. That was Regenball, went right through his hands, bounced off the defender, and he almost had a second chance to catch it.
There was about 6 hands on that.
Pinballing around there. So 2nd down and 10 for the Polar Bears. Let's jump in and check in some scores real quick because they're coming in fast. East Canton up 7-0 over Lisbon.
Fighting Spider.
Green 7-0 over Garfield. Hoover, I think the Hoover's now 14-0 with 4:15 left in the first quarter. So the Vikings, they're getting hot at the right time too.
Yes, they are.
If they get a win, they've got a big matchup next week. We'll talk about that later. Eckerman back to pass, is looking for a deep ball downfield, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver. I think that was Regenball again, and that'll fall incomplete. He'll set up a 3rd and 10 for Jackson, where they're at on the field. This is most likely 4-down territory for them unless they don't pick up any yards on this play.
Right. So we'll just see what happens on this down, but great coverage right there by the cornerback, staying in that hip pocket of the wide receiver, staying in phase and not giving up an inch on his coverage.
Looking to see if I can see the flag too, because we know Cooper Mazier has got a pretty good leg and he will be kicking with the wind. Thank you for the assist. Jackson goes empty. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Back to pass. Wide receiver screen. Caught by Norch. Norch is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. We'll just get back to the line of scrimmage. There will be no gain on the play. We'll see what Coach Ward comes up with here on 4th and 10.
Great recognition right there by the second level of Brunswick's defense, not being fooled by the screen and getting out there and, again, making great open field tackles. Really impressed with this tackling by Brunswick so far in this game.
So Jackson looks like they're leaving the offense on the field. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, you called it, 4-down territory.
They're going to go empty. 2 receivers tight right, 2 receivers to the short left. Eckerman back to pass. He's looking left, throws the little comeback route. That was short of the first down, and that'll be a turnover on downs. That's Rocco Nortz with the reception. Just didn't get to the sticks, and it'll be Brunswick football. 2:19 left in the first quarter.
Again, we're seeing it all night. Brunswick keeping all the receivers in front of them, rallying to the ball, making sure tackles. Brunswick done a good job on defense so far. Now let's see if they can get something generated with this offense here on their, was it 4th or 5th possession?
I think it's 5th.
I think it is.
Got another score update for you. Northwest 8, Salem 7. It's a heck of a game there.
It is.
So Brunswick with the football. They're going to little trickery. Ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by Jackson. That was number 48 for the Polar Bears, Reese Myers. And they went with a little trickery and just bounced off the runner there. That was Cohen Issa, and it's Jackson football.
Tried to run a little razzle-dazzle, end around, and the ball just was on his hip. Didn't get it in the cradle on the handoff, and Jackson able to come up with it on the first down of the series for Brunswick. So huge turnover. Huge momentum shift for Jackson. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Both teams now with a turnover. One, the muffed punt from Jackson to start the game for them. And now here from Brunswick. Eckerman in the shotgun. Jacobs behind. Hands it off to Jacobs over the right-hand side. Breaks 1 tackle. Gets in the second level. And is inside the RG drag red zone down at the 19-yard line.
He broke 3 tackles at one time. I mean, that was impressive to still get yards on that because 3 guys had him in their sight hairs. But good, hard physical run, and able to get what you can get.
So 2nd and 6 for Jackson. Eckerman turns, hands off to Jacobs again, up the middle, continuing to muscle forward, dragging the defender with him, getting down to the 16-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down for the Polar Bears.
He's not messing around tonight. There's no dancing. There's no bouncing. He's hitting it downhill. He's keeping his he's running behind his pads. He's keeping his center of gravity low, and he's just trying to get good, hard yards.
3rd and 3, and they are definitely within field goal territory now as well. So if they don't pick it up here, we could look to see Mazier. But 3rd and 3 for the Polar Bears. Single wide out to the wide side left. Jacobs to the left of Eckerman. Man in motion now from right to left. They hand it to him on the jet sweep. He cuts it back inside. Max Cowles getting down to the 9-yard line. and is enough for the first down, moving the chains for the Jackson Polar Bears.
That was a great cut by Cows, realizing that Jackson was able to get the edge on the left side, put his foot in the ground, cut back, and was able to get the good 3 yards he needed to get that first down and move the chains.
So Jackson with the ball, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Turn, hand off to Jacobs. Jacobs now trying to bounce it to the outside. Little stutter step, trying to get to the edge. Boy, delivers a hit at the end of that run as well. Lays the wood to Gavin Moore. Next time Moore comes up to make a tackle, that's going to be stuck in the back of his head. Good hard run from Corey Jacobs.
Great job on that time, bouncing it when he had to, breaking the tackle in the backfield, and then lowering the shoulder and delivering the boom on the cornerback.
So 2nd and looks like 1 from the, it says 2nd and 3. That doesn't look like 3 yards. Maybe 2nd and 2 from the 5.
Yeah, it's a good 2.
Ball on the right hash. Eckerman turns, hands to Jacobs. Jacobs lowers his head, falls forward, will pick up the first down, and will be down at the 1-yard line.
Defensive lineman, I'm getting excited right now. This is my time.
So 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Eckerman in the shotgun, tight right, wing right. They turn, hand to Jacobs. Jacobs lunges forward, and they say the football was on the ground, and it was. Did Lucas Eckerman pick it up in the end zone for the touchdown?
Wow.
So Jacobs dove into the end zone. Ball went flying out. Eckerman, man on the spot, picking it up for the first score for the Polar Bears.
Well, Jackson got away with 2 breaks right there. The left side of the line left early before the snap. The refs missed it, and then they fumbled a play, and the quarterback's able to fall on it and get the touchdown. So, like Coach McD say, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And that time, Jackson was lucky on that play a couple times.
Mazier on for the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it is right through the uprights. 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Jackson Polar Bears strike first in this first round of the high school playoffs. It's Brunswick 0, Jackson 7. We're going to step away. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
RG Drag, Star County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
This is head coach Jay Rohr from the Jackson Polar Bears. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. The Polar Bears strike first. They lead Brunswick 7-0 in the Division I, Region 1 first round matchup. Mazier on to kick off for the Polar Bears. And the run up and the kick. Low kick will bounce and skip into the end zone for a touchback. Brunswick will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Seconds left in the first quarter. At times, Brunswick has gotten stuff going offensively. I mean, you know, they've got some good momentum with the quarterback run play. They got some good stuff on the rollout, but they had some big drops too that really has stalled drive. So let's see what Brunswick can do here this next drive and see if they can generate some points.
So they'll start off 1st and 10 from the 23, still moving from left to right. Gavin Bullock lines up to the left. Man in motion now is Moore. They hand it off to Bullock, and he stood up in the backfield. Great pursuit from that Jackson defensive front.
That offensive line to get any push that play. It's just a whole center of that defense. They're just making a play on the ball. Great job.
So no gain on the carry, and this is going to take us down and be the end of the first quarter. Brunswick 0, Jackson 7. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group, presented on Q92radiosports.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
Barnett back to pass for Brunswick, throws it out into the left flat. That is caught. Anthony Gamboa with the reception. And he'll pick up 4, and he'll set up third down for Brunswick.
Brunswick getting to the line, checking with the sideline to get the call.
Just underway in the second quarter. Jackson 7, Brunswick 0. Brunswick moving from right to left. Barnett in the shotgun. Looks, throws over to the left side. That is caught again by Gamboa. And he will be right at the line to gain and moving the chains for a Brunswick first down.
Brunswick running the same play back to back, running the counter action to the right and running the comeback with the receiver to the left. I don't know if the quarterback can read that or if this is a design play action, but it's working so far.
It kind of looks like he started to run on that play and then saw him at the last second. So it looks like they're running that read option kind of thing. If you see it, take it. Throw it. If not, split backfield, one on each side of Barnett. Turn, hands it off over the right side. That's Nichols. Nichols will pick up 1 on the carry.
Bit tough treading so far on the ground for Brunswick. Well, Angel Martinez.
They gave him no gain on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 10. Second quarter just underway from Robert Fife Stadium. 10 seed Brunswick, 7 seed Jackson. Both teams 5-5 on the season. Barnett in the shotgun. Ball off to his right. Play action, rolling to his right, throwing in the flat. That is juggled and then brought in for the reception. Late flag coming in from the far sideline, our near sideline, far side from the play. And again, in an eligible man downfield on Brunswick. This is twice we've seen big plays negated because of this penalty.
Yep, we got to figure that out on the sideline, coach, and, see what's happening, get them coached up. But obviously the refs have a beat on that. And it's probably something that Jackson saw on film and alerted the refs before the game. And, now they have a beat on it. So you really got to be conscious if you're Brunswick.
That stuff goes on. Like you see different things like that, and they'll notify the officials and stuff.
Oh, yeah, like in the pre-game meeting with the officials, you'll say, hey, I noticed this formation looks illegal to me. Keep an eye on it. Or this guy leaves early at the snap. You give them kind of what you saw on film.
And obviously, if you're an official and you hear that, that's something you're really going to be focusing on.
Exactly.
So a 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 15. Barnett in the shotgun, rolling out to his right, throwing out into the flat, and it's he dropped it. That was Brady Sheets who had that bounce right off his numbers and fall incomplete for Jackson. He almost had the interception. Will force a third down now for Brunswick.
Seen a lot of drops tonight so far. And it's funny because in the pregame, as I'm on the field watching, you see a lot of drops off from both sides in pregame. I guess the cold weather has finally got to them, and they have to adjust to it. But you've seen the ball on the ground a lot tonight.
Both teams with a sideline warning early on in this game. Jackson had one in the first quarter. Brunswick was just given one here in the second. 3rd and 15 for the Blue Devils. 2 receivers to the wide side right, wing right. Single wide out, near side left. Back to passes Barnett. He's looking left. Lofting this one up deep, and it is just over the hands of his intended receiver, Cohen Issa. And that falls incomplete. Will force a 4th down and a punt for Brunswick.
That was actually a nice ball. I mean, a little over his head, but man, that was a pretty ball he threw. Brunswick again. Drive is stalled because of the penalty. Get behind the chains, and you can't convert. So between the penalties and the turnover, Brunswick has really handcuffed themselves offensively so far this game.
DT Adoro on the punt for Brunswick. Back deep is Max Cows for Jackson. Great punt. Another great roll. That ball is just going to keep on rolling inside the 5-yard line. That ball hit around the 27-yard line and just hook off and pins Jackson deep in the shadow of their own end zone.
Beautiful punt. Talk about flipping the field. That's how you do it right there.
So it'll be first down. That was a 73-yard punt.
Wow.
From Brunswick.
He put all the syllables in his name behind that one, boy. Man. All the syllables in his name. Great kick.
So Jackson will have the ball first and 10 from their own 2-yard line. So Lucas Eckerman leads them back out onto the field.
Jackson coming off their first scoring drive last drive.
And they send 2 receivers to the wide side left, single short right, wing left. Jacobs to the right side of Eckerman. Turn, handoff. No, Eckerman keeps it himself over the right-hand side. Maybe pick up a gain of 1. And it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Polar Bears.
So conservative play call with your back against the own end zone. Just have your quarterback kind of get what they can get. Try to give yourself a little more wiggle room to operate if you're Jackson's offense.
So they gave him 2 on the carry, 2nd and 8 for the Polar Bears. Jackson moving left to right. Eckerman in the shotgun. Jacobs to his right. Turn, hand to Jacobs over the left-hand side, trying to bounce it outside. He's got a little crease across the 10, 15, 20, 25, out of bounds at the, see if they mark him at the 31, 32-yard line. That's a way to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. Corey Jacobs over the left-hand side, picking up a big gain and a first down for the Polar Bears.
You knew it was only a matter of time before his wheels started to roll, and that's a great job by that offensive line. Great job by Jacobs, bouncing it outside and getting a big gain to get towards the midfield.
3 receivers to the wide side right, single to the short left. Eckerman in the shotgun, Jacobs to his right. Checking with the sidelines. Jackson leads 7-0, 8:40 left in the first half. Eckerman turns, hands off, penalty marker. False start on the Polar Bears. So that 5 yards is going to push them back to the 16-yard line. See if we got some more scores coming in. Green 7, Garfield Heights 6.
Oh, I love Coach Max Stevens. Like, my favorite coaches, my favorite people. Great guy.
Malvern 14, St. John's nothing. A St. John's player threw a punch and has been ejected from the ballgame.
Man, playoffs, baby. It means a lot.
Hoover 21, Northland 6, 9:18 left in that one. And Geneva 19, Alliance 0.
Wow. Samuel was right.
Eckerman back to pass, rolling out to his right, keeping his eyes downfield. Nothing there. He's going to come up and run, and he's going to get hit by Eli Nichols.
He took a shot.
Even I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 3rd down. Maybe he got 1. 2nd and 14. Ball on the right hash. Jackson sends single wide, 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Jacobs on the right side of Eckerman in the shotgun. They check with the sidelines. Turn, back to pass.
Right.
Going deep down the middle of the field. He's got a man open and just overthrows him. That was intended for Micah Regenball, and that falls incomplete and sets up a 3rd and 14.
Oh, a soft leg on the far side of the field. Yes, ma'am. Man, I mean, just out off his fingertips. I mean, great ball. Almost there.
And that's something that the Polar Bears are going to keep in the back of their heads as well, that, he was able to get a step on the defender, Cohen Issa. So third down, 2 receivers to the left. They turn. Fake the handoff to Jacobs. Eckerman keeps it himself, and he's going to be about a yard short of the line to gain for the first down. Good effort from Eckerman. We'll see what the Coach Ward does. Now he's going to go for a fourth down in his own territory.
They're so close.
And they are. They're going to keep the offense out on the field. They're going hurry up as well. Jacobs to the right of Eckerman in the shotgun. Now they're going to check with the sideline. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers to the wide side left, single to the short right. Jacobs now to the left side of Eckerman. They turn, hand off to Jacobs, little stutter step, and he's going to fight forward. Football's on the ground. He's able to fall on it, and I think he's got the first down. Wow. We'll see where they spot this at, but Jacobs lost the football and was able to get back on top of it. We'll see if he's got the line to gain for the first down or not.
Calling for a measurement.
And I think they're going to bring the chains out to measure this one.
Jackson may get another huge break.
So the chain gang making their way out onto the field.
What do you think? I
think he's short.
Me too.
The intense. He's got it by half of a football. A first down for the Polar Bears.
Another huge break for the Jackson Polar Bears.
It is a first down for Jackson. Jacobs fumbled the football, was laying on the ground, was able to scoop it back up, and just had enough to pick up the first down. Wow. So that moves the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears from their 42-yard line. 6:56 remaining in the first half. Jackson leads Brunswick 7-0.
Game of inches, my friend.
Opening round of the playoffs. And Jackson now comes back out on the field. They're going to go 3 receivers to the wide side left, 2 to the right. Eckerman by himself in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking right. Swings it right. Caught. And pushed out of bounds. That was Regenball. Regenball with the reception for a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6 for Jackson.
Brunswick giving a bunch of cushion out there on the number 1 receiver. Receiver and quarterback recognized it, hooked up for the hitch, and got a nice, 4.5 yards on first down.
So they send single wide out to the wide side of the field left. 2 receivers to the right, tight right. Jacobs in the pistol. They fake it to him. I think they got another false start on Jackson. So that's going to push them back 5 yards and replay second down. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Ball at the 41-yard line of Jackson. They sub out one of their tight ends and bring Regenball back in. They better hurry up. They've got 10 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers and wing left. Man in motion now. And they fake it to him. Eckerman keeps it himself up the middle across midfield. Down to the 40-yard line. Good read from Eckerman. Saw a big hole. Picks up a big first down for Jackson.
Jet read. Everyone's focusing on the jet. Eckerman pulls it, goes out the left side, and no one touches him for about 15, 16 yards. He's such a huge asset to have. Dual threat guy, can deliver a good strike, but also kill you with his legs. Jackson's offense, let's see if they can stay ahead of the chains and stop shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, because so far the past couple drives, that's what's been happening.
3 receivers to the left, single wide out right. They turn, hand off to Jacobs. Little stutter step across the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up 2 on the carry. It'll be second down.
It's good patience by him, just letting his blocks develop and getting it up in there, cramming it up in there, not trying to bounce it and do too much, and just getting – it's actually 3 yards. Looks like a good 3.5. So good job up front. Good job by the running back.
East Canton leads Lisbon 14-7, 6:42 left in the second quarter. Salem 14, Northwest 8, 4:08 left in the second quarter.
Northwest battling back.
We're 7-0 Jackson over Brunswick, and it's 2nd and 7 for the Polar Bears. Jacobs to the left of Eckerman, turn, play action. Eckerman's rolling out to his left, and he's just going to throw that away. That's probably going to be intentional grounding.
No receiver around anywhere within 20 yards.
And the ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think they're discussing it right now.
And there's an injury for Brunswick. So a lot happening in that play. The free rusher came right through, and Eckerman had to run for his life, knew he wasn't going to get rid of it, or was going to get tackled, and just kind of threw it away. But let's hear what the officials call.
Wow. That receiver was in the air. He was 20 yards downfield.
Wow. I didn't even see a receiver on that side.
It was like a receiver down like the 25-yard line.
I can see getting out of the tackle box, but that ball didn't get crossed. It did not land past the line of scrimmage.
Or near any Jackson player.
No. The line of scrimmage was the 36-yard line, and that ball landed about the 41-yard line. So that's a huge break for the Polar Bears.
Wow. Another big break.
And now sideline warning penalty on Jackson.
The penalty?
This is their second warning.
It has to be a penalty.
So there it is. So it repeat second down. Yeah, I was going to say. I was
and you gain it down.
Well, that's the makeup for the intentional grounding right there. So 3rd and 13 for the Polar Bears. 2 receivers to the right, to the left. Eckerman back to pass, throws, caught at the 30-yard line, eludes a tackle. He's off to the races down the left sideline. He's got blockers and into the end zone. Gino Seismansky with the touchdown for the Polar Bears.
Great strike in between 3 defenders. It looked like all 3 defenders was expecting one of the other guys to either make a play of the ball or to make the tackle. And Seismansky stepped in the middle of all of them, said thank you, dipped out the back door, and scored a touchdown.
6'1", 185-pound receiver showing some strength on there and getting into the end zone for the Polar Bears. Mazier on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it is good.
Wow.
So the Jackson Polar Bears getting a little love on that play or on that drive. Now take a 14-0 lead, 4:29 remaining in the first half. We're going to step away and take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. The Polar Bears on top 14-0, 4:29 remaining in the first half. Mazier on to kick off for Jackson. Good high kick. Fielded at the 10. Across the 15-20 on the left side, out to the numbers. 25, and then is pushed out of bounds. Late flag comes in from the back judge, and we'll see what that penalty is to start the drive.
My guess is holding.
Probably. So the officials talking it over. See what the call is. 4:23 left in the half. Holding against Brunswick. So they will start this drive off at their own 15-yard line. Let's see. Alliance scores. Geneva 19, Alliance 6. Hoover, man, 29-6. That Vikings team could be dangerous.
Yes, they could be, especially if they're all healthy.
So Brunswick with the football. Barnett back to pass, looking to the left side, throws, and that is caught by Gamboa. Pick up 7 on the reception. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Blue Devils.
Nice pitch and catch on the comeback route. First down, get a good chunk of yards. Try to get your quarterback in the rhythm.
Brunswick sends 3 receivers to the wide side right. Back to pass, throws it over onto the right side. Caught across the 25 down to the 27-yard line. That's Cohen Issa with the reception. And a first down. Another flag on the play.
So far.
Holding against Brunswick. So that negates the first down. We'll push them back 10 yards to the 11-yard line.
Another drive when Brunswick starting behind the chains because of penalties.
So Brunswick sends 3 receivers to the left side, single wide out to the right. Nichols to the left of Barnett in the shotgun. He's back to pass, looking to his right, throws on the comeback. That is caught. And that should be a first down for Brunswick. I think they only have like 2 or 3 first downs this whole first half.
Yeah, probably. Would have had a lot more without penalties.
So first down for the Blue Devils. They set up with 3 receivers to the wide side left, single to the short right. Nichols to the right of Barnett. Man in motion now. They fake to him, hand off to Nichols. Nichols over the left-hand side, gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. That was Brady Sheets, who came up and made a great tackle after a gain of 1 from Cohen.
Nichols tried to bounce it outside, but the forced defender was sitting right there setting the edge and wrapped him up for a very minimal gain. Good job by Jackson's defense.
So 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Brunswick going a little bit of hurry up. Nichols to the left. Barnett back to pass, and looks like miscommunication between him and his intended receiver, Cohen Issa, and that falls incomplete. Sets up a 3rd and 9 now for Brunswick with 2:56 left in the half.
Brunswick trying to run a timing route. Quarterback releases before the wide receiver makes his break, but they obviously were on the same page because he was going left while the quarterback was going right.
Coming up at halftime, we're going to send it back to the studio, get the news from Jeff Mears, then bring it back here for more halftime stats and analysis of the first half. Barnett back to pass, looking to his right. Here comes pressure. He's got to step up in the pocket. He's going to throw this one away. It'll fall incomplete, trying to avoid the sack. Good job getting rid of it, but it'll force the punting unit on the field for the Blue Devils.
Both defensive end for Jackson that time able to get upfield and make the quarterback uncomfortable. The right defensive end was able to get inside and get pressure on them and almost brought him down, but the quarterback was able to get off at the nick of time and get it out for an incomplete pass.
D. Teodora on the punt. And Will Sterling back to return for Jackson. Punt away. Another great high punt. And that is caught at the 30-yard line, getting away from the first man and finally brought down. I think we're going to have a face mask from Landon Kirchner, who was the first defender for Brunswick to get down there. So 2:40 remaining in the first half. We'll see what the officials call, but there was nothing else that could have been
Right.
in that area. But I imagine that Coach Rohr was telling his return men to make sure that you catch it no matter what.
Yeah. Get under that ball.
So it was a face mask. They call a 5-yard face mask. So that puts Jackson at the 34-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10 with 2:40 remaining in the half. And I believe both teams have all their timeouts remaining. So Jackson breaks the huddle on their sideline, moving left to right. 3 receivers to the wide side left, single short right. Eckerman back to pass. He's rolling out to his left. Looking downfield, nothing. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be intercepted at the 40-yard line. Cutting back across the field. He's got room to run across the 35, 30, and thrown out of bounds by Jacobs. Late penalty marker comes in from the back judge.
Yeah, I think Jacobs got a little bit too overzealous on that tackle.
I actually think there was a face mask on both players. That was Kirchner with the return. I think when he threw that stiff arm out, he got some of Jacob's face mask, and Jacob got some of his.
Never seen offsetting face masks before, have you?
I don't think we're going to.
Uh-oh.
Sounded like something broke.
Man, they're throwing bottles.
Might have been a cowbell. More cowbell.
It's the Browns game.
So let's see what the officials are still talking it over. But a big play for the Blue Devils.
Huge play. Great job sitting, reading the quarterback's eyes. I don't think the quarterback even saw him sitting there. He just broke on the ball and he let it go and was able to make a big play, cutting across the field and getting a lot of yards and maybe even some more on a penalty.
So one official went to the far sideline and is discussing it with Coach Rohr. And it would be a half the distance penalty, but because they're at the 30, it would be 15 regardless.
Right, yeah.
Hashtag math.
Can we get a call? Oh.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. That would be declined. So White can keep the ball. First down.
All right, so we've got a block in the back that was accepted. So the block in the back was a.
Oh,
I'm confused.
Me too, because
so it was after the return. So the face mask should have been added on.
Right.
So what they said was there was a penalty on Brunswick. It was a block in the back. Jackson accepted that penalty. But then they said that the face mask on Jacobs was declined because if not, they would have lost the football. That doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense at all.
Regardless, it's 1st and 10 for Brunswick at the 40-yard line. Barnett throws an out route, and that falls incomplete. So 2nd and 10.
Timing's a little off right now between quarterback and his wide receivers. Need to settle in a little bit. It's good protection that time.
So 2:23 remaining in the first half. Brunswick 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line of Jackson. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, wing right. Barnett by himself in the shotgun. Man in motion from left to right. Barnett's going to keep himself over the left-hand side and just continuing to plow forward and finally thrown down. He picked up an additional 7 yards after first contact and is going to be close to the line to gain for the first down. He'll be about a half yard short, and they'll be 3rd down.
That was an impressive run by the big fella right there. He looked like a tight end going over the middle right there as opposed to a quarterback. Great job keeping your feet churning on contact and getting a lot of yak on that play to move the chains.
6'5",
not quite.
6'5", 200-pound quarterback. Those are the type of guys where you put your face mask on their shins, and then they don't want to run anymore. So 2 backs in the backfield, 1 on each side. They turn, hand it to Nichols over the right-hand side. He'll pick up the first down to the 24-yard line. So first down for the Blue Devils with 1:35 left in the half.
That was one of the better runs by Nicholas so far this game. I know it was only about 4 yards, but it was a good 4 yards.
So both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Ticking.
And they're down to 1:20 left in the half. I formation now for Brunswick with Barnett under center. Nichols the lead back, man in motion from left to right. They turn, play action. Barnett back to pass. He's rolling away. He's going to be sacked in the backfield all the way back at the 39-yard line. That was Reese Myers coming up from his defensive end position, read that perfectly and gets the big stop. Brunswick takes the timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Barnett thought he was going to big boy the defensive end as he rolled to his right and just keep him off with a stiff arm, but the defensive end had other plans, and great job getting that big guy on the ground.
Yeah, Reese Myers, 6'1", 215. Barnett, 6'5", 200 pounds. So Myers with a little bit of a weight advantage on there, but a good play from Jackson's defense, and it sets up a long second down. Yep. They lost 5, 10, 13, 14 yards on that sack.
Wow. And as a quarterback, you have to understand the situation. You have to understand that, you got a goose egg right now. You're driving.
And they had the momentum.
They had momentum. Time is not on your side. You cannot take a sack like that.
So Brunswick with the ball on the right hash and 3 receivers bunched to the left, single wide out right. Nichols to the left of Barnett. Barnett back to pass, looking for the slant route. That's caught by Gamboa at the 31-yard line. And it's still going to be a long third down, third and 14. 38 seconds left on the clock. Barnett back to pass. He's looking left. Now he's looking right. He's going to step up in the pocket, throws across the middle of the field, way behind his intended receiver Moore, and that's going to fall incomplete. It'll be 4th and 14 with 30 seconds left on the clock.
That's 2 or 3 times you see Barnett rolling or moving and not able to get his feet underneath him before he makes the throw, and the throw is completely errant. So just mechanic stuff, but if you work through that, he has some wide open receivers.
Teodoro has made 26 PATs this season. He's 4-7 on field goals with a long of 42 yards. This is a 49-yarder, the run-up and the kick, and that is good. A 49-yard field goal. Puts Brunswick on the board with 25 seconds remaining in the first half. What a kick.
That was amazing. That dude so far is Brunswick's MVP tonight. His punts and his kicks, he's lights out.
He's turned the field multiple times for Brunswick. Their defense hasn't been able to slow down Jackson's offense once they get going. But boy, what a kick towards the end of the half. 25 seconds remaining. We'll just leave it right here. We'll check in on see if we got any score updates. We do have score updates. Halftime, Salem 14, Northwest 8. East Canton 21, Lisbon 14. Running clock at Memorial Stadium, Hoover 36, Northland 6. There's still 2:16 left in that second quarter.
Man.
Geneva 26, Alliance 6 at halftime. Hoover 43, Northland 6. That one just came in. 1:01 left in the second quarter. And Green 14, Garfield Heights 6. So Brunswick mimics a little onside kick there and then sets up. And the run up and the kick. High kick will go into the end zone for a touchback.
What do you do, Jackson? He's going to come out and knee it?
Probably. But they still have all 3 timeouts left. So, I mean, see if you can get a big chunk play. And, I mean, because they've got a kicker too.
Yes, they do.
But Missouri will be kicking into the wind. You can still hear the wind through the crowd mic and see the flag rolling around up there too. So it'd be a much more difficult kick for Cooper Messier. But it looks like Jackson's going to line up and take a knee and go into halftime leading 14-3. Eckerman steps back, takes the knee.
Yep.
And that's going to do it for the first half. From Robert Fife Stadium, Brunswick 3, Jackson 14. We're going to take a break and then send it right back to the studio and get the news from Jeff Mears, and we'll bring it back here to get second half action. Robert Fife Stadium, halftime, Brunswick 3, Jackson 14. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. A Canton woman has been sentenced for a shooting in Alliance. 26-year-old Kenichia Miller was given 90 days in jail and fined $750 Wednesday after pleading no contest to misdemeanor charges of discharging a firearm near a prohibited premises and aggravated menacing. She received credit for time already served in jail and on house arrest, but could face additional time if she violates good behavior terms over the next year. Police say Miller fired a shot at a woman from a vehicle at North Freedom Avenue and 2nd Street July 21st. A Stark County grand jury declined to indict her on felony charges, including attempted murder, and sent the case back to Alliance Municipal Court. With the government shutdown deepening food insecurity across the region, Bishop David Bonar is calling on parishioners to help feed those in need. The Catholic Diocese of Youngstown has launched a non-perishable food drive running through the end of the year across 6 counties. Donations can be made at local parish pantries or at Catholic Charities and St. Vincent de Paul locations. The State Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that left a bicyclist seriously hurt in Perry Township. Troopers say 32-year-old Timothy Coverdale of Canton was southbound on Whipple Avenue near 11th Street Northwest around 12:20 this morning when he was hit by an SUV. Coverdale was taken to Mercy Hospital. The driver, a 32-year-old woman from Tucson, Arizona, was taken into custody. Troopers believe alcohol may have been a factor. The contract between Metallus and United Steelworkers Local 1123 will be extended a second time. The agreement will now expire January 29th to allow time for more contract talks. Workers last week rejected a tentative agreement announced by negotiators October 3rd. The union represents 1,200 employees at the steelmakers' Canton operations. The contract was to expire in September, but was extended to October 15th so negotiations could continue. The co-founder of a local baseball academy has been sued to remove him from operations of the company. Massarelli Baseball School alleges John Massarelli kept cash payments for baseball instruction off the company books and used the money for personal items or failed to turn them over to the business. He is also accused of giving lessons to minors while intoxicated. The school seeks damages in excess of $25,000 and to remove him from daily operations and coaching responsibilities. MBS operates baseball training facilities in Lawrence and Springfield townships. Massarelli and two other men each own a third of the business. The Canton Regional SWAT Team is being honored by the U.S. Marshals Service as its Law Enforcement Partner of the Year. The 25-officer unit, made up of members from 6 police departments, serves Stark and Carroll counties under Canton Police Command. The team was recognized for its role in a Jackson Township motel standoff last November when North Canton sniper Patrick Lewis was shot in the arm. The Marshals praised the team's professionalism and dedication during the incident, which ended safely. Massillon could soon join other Ohio cities in banning camping on public property. A proposed ordinance before City Council would prohibit people from sleeping or setting up tents on sidewalks, streets, or near buildings. Council is expected to take up the issue Monday. According to The Independent, Mayor Jamie Slutz says the move is meant to address public safety and cleanup issues while also helping connect homeless individuals with local services. Those found camping would have 24 hours to move before facing a $50 fine. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
An Akron man is facing felonious assault charges in connection with a shooting near Kent State University. Police say 19-year-old Jack Massey was arrested after an investigation into a Thursday night incident at Bar Lucci on North Water Street. An officer patrolling the area heard gunfire around 11:30 and rushed to the scene, where a fight had broken out as the bar was being cleared. There were no reports of injuries. A former Columbiana County Corrections officer accused of assaulting 2 inmates will stand trial next year. 27-year-old David Ferguson Grants of Youngstown is facing 2 counts of assault for separate incidents in September 2024 at the county jail, both caught on camera. He allegedly threw a handcuffed inmate to the floor and days later pushed another up a set of steps before pinning him down. Both inmates were treated at Salem Regional Medical Center. The trial, originally set for next week, was postponed after a key witness became unavailable and is now scheduled for March 12th. A driver is dead after a pickup truck slammed into a tree Thursday night in Mahoning County's Jackson Township. Police were called just before 7:30 to Kirk and South Lip Key Roads, where they found the truck off the roadway with heavy front-end damage. Officers confirmed the driver died at the scene. The Mahoning County coroner and Jackson Township police are investigating what caused the wreck. A federal judge has ordered Youngstown Ursuline High School to release the names of 7 students connected to a hazing and sexual misconduct lawsuit. Judge Benita Pearson says the names and contact information must be turned over to attorneys by November 10th, with parents notified first. One lawsuit claims a student was hazed and sexually assaulted during a football team trip in June. Another alleges school officials failed to act on reports that a player harassed and stalked a female student for 2 years. The felonious assault case against Liberty Township trustee Devin Stanley is now on hold after all Trumbull County judges stepped aside, citing conflicts of interest. The Ohio Supreme Court has assigned retired appeals judge Thomas Teodosio to handle the case. Stanley, who also works as a county clerk's official and Girard assistant prosecutor, is accused of assaulting his wife and remains in jail without bond. The 53-year-old's case has been sent to a grand jury to determine if he'll be indicted. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, a slight chance of showers. Skies gradually turning mostly clear with a low around 34. Mostly sunny Saturday with highs around 54. Sunday, mostly sunny skies with a high near 56. For Q92 News, I'm Jeff Mears.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com. An official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. Halftime between Brunswick and Jackson. The Polar Bears lead 14-3. Let's check in with some of the other scores in the area. This one's Malvern 20, St. John 0. Julius Gore, 120 yards on 12 carries in the first half. What an outstanding game from that young man. And it's so cool to see a game down in Malvern. There's nothing like, yes, the big schools are great, but man, there's just something about that small school feel when you get down there and you know, like everyone in the town is at that ball game. So Malvern on top, Garaway 42, Mineral Ridge 7, halftime Green 14, Garfield Heights 6, halftime East Canton leads Lisbon 21-14. And because of the way that the playoffs are this year, wondering why we haven't said certain teams that you knew were in the playoffs, McKinley, Massillon, West Branch, Lake, all 4 of those teams had byes in the first round of the playoffs. We will be covering them all next week, and we'll see who advances this week. Geneva 26, Alliance 6. Now, I don't know if there is no score reported yet, but it says Louisville 0, Westerville South 0 at halftime. So I'll have to see if I can get some more information from that, because if that's the case, that's a win right there for Louisville, who has been without their tailback for the majority of the season. For them to go down to Westerville South and hang with them, that's great.
Think about Canton South.
East 13, Canton South 0 at halftime. Hoover 43, Northland 6. That's at half. East Canton 21, Lisbon 14. That one is in the second quarter. Let's see if I have any updates on Green. I believe Green was still winning last I had seen. Oh, yeah, 0-0, Louisville, Westerville from Brian Beatty.
Okay.
And Brian Beatty would know. He would know.
Louisville.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. Hopefully they can pull it off, but
that'd be sweet.
That gives you confidence going into the second half against a Westerville South team that you see in the state semis and have been, battling Massillon the last couple years deep into the playoffs. So let's see, Green 14, Garfield Heights 6. So the Green Bulldogs currently on top as well. Let's talk a little bit about some of the teams we're going to see. We're going to have on Q92 next week. McKinley, is it good for them having the week off after that tough loss to the Tigers at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, or is it a situation where you're like, I just want to get back out onto the field?
Yes.
So a little bit of both.
It is. I mean, it's good because you get a chance to heal up, kind of get to catch your breath a little bit, and you really get to spend a whole week working on you, not against what you're going to see, the players you're going to face, but really get better on your stuff. But as a coach, you do worry about coming out a little stagnant, a little stale. It's part of it, but that's something you have to work through as a football team.
And then we've got the Lake Blue Streaks. Finally, Tied to George comes back, and they throw him right in there, maybe a little bit out of rhythm, but having this week of full practice back with his team will help kind of build those relationships back again on field. And Lake, boy, they're a good team as well.
They are. Just like a couple other teams in the Federal League, if they're healthy, they're dangerous. And having Tied to George, a touchdown machine back, that should be huge for them coming up with the playoffs.
See, West Branch, again, they're in such a tough region.
Oh, yeah.
With Glenville being in that, the winner of that Salem Northwest game will face Cleveland Glenville. And
congratulations.
That's what you get for winning. You get to go face one of the top-tier teams in that division. Boy, that's got to be tough. And then the Massillon Tigers, who I don't know if their quarterback had a little bit of an injury in that McKinley game. They ran some wildcat. They kind of didn't really force the ball throwing at all in that second half. For them, coming off that tough battle against McKinley, it's probably good for them to have that break and kind of regroup a little bit. 10 wins in a row is I know it hurts, but for a program to get 10 wins in a row over any team is just it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, you have to tip your hat to Massillon and what they've built, and Coach Moore's tenure. To win as high school coach in Massillon history, which says a lot for itself. I respect him. I don't like it, but I respect him.
All right, so let's see the winner of first round by Homenton. There we go. So the winner of tonight's game will go on to face Mentor next week.
That's a rough one too.
Mentor 10-0, the number 2 seed. McKinley, they were 8-2. They're the number 3 seed. They are going to host the winner of the 6 seed and the 11 seed. 11 seed was Medina. The 6 seed is Strongsville. Did they play Strongsville this year?
No, they didn't play Strongsville. We played them either last year or the year before last in the playoff.
All right, let's go to Division II. Hoban has a first round bye. They are going to play the winner of 8 and 9. That's Paynesville, Riverside, and Boardman. Lake, with that bye, they're going to play the winner of the 5 seed and the 12 seed, which is Hudson and Willoughby South. We'll see if we can get some of these scores throughout the second half of this game as well. Trying to give you an idea of who our potential matchups are for next week. The winner of Green and Garfield Heights, they are going to face Austintown Fitch, who has a bye. And Fitch, a lot of schools from this area in Stark County and the Federal League have traveled to Austintown to take on the Fitch Falcons. It's a good program there as well.
Yep. We played them a few years ago, and it was a rough one, but they had a bunch of dudes. Fitch has a lot of reach in Youngstown area, and a lot of players come over to Fitch to play.
As we mentioned, the winner of North Canton Hoover, which it looks like it's going to be, they are dominating right now. They will travel to Massillon, Washington to take on the Massillon Tigers.
It's going to be a fun game.
That's going to be a crazy game, and I think you're going to see a lot of people show up for that game as well. Paul Brown Tiger Stadium is going to be banging.
It's going to be nauseous though, seeing all that orange.
It's going to be a lot of orange, All right, let's see. Let's get to Division 3. Trying to get out of people's way here. Who do we have in Division 3? Alliance. They are currently losing. The winner of that game will go on to take on Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, 9-0 on the season. Another good program.
Yep.
That's not too far from where we're at here in Stark County. What else do we got? So hard trying to read through this the way that they have it. All right, as I mentioned, Cleveland Glenville, they will get the winner of Salem and Northwest. Salem currently a winner in that game and then having to travel up there. West Branch, they were the number 4 seed. They have a bye this week. They are going to host the winner of the 5 and 12 seed. That is Ashtabula, Edgewood, and Norton. And let's see. Nobody there. Who am I missing? Malvern. They are Division 7, correct?
Yep.
So Malvern, the number 5 seed, if they advance, they will take over. Or they will travel to Monroeville, take on 8-2 Monroeville. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a break. Teams are just getting ready to come back out on the field and start warming up. We're going to check some of the other scores throughout all of Northeast Ohio to figure out potentially where some of our teams could end up. It's halftime here at Robert Fife Stadium. The Polar Bears from Jackson lead 14-3 over Brunswick. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is head coach Jay Rohr from the Jackson Polar Bears. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. We've got some other scores here that we could kind of touch on a little bit. East Canton 21, Lisbon 14. As I mentioned, Malvern 20, St. John's nothing. Let's see, Dalton 18, Columbiana nothing. Smithville 21, Cuyahoga Heights 17. Maine to Clear Creek. I hope they lose every game. They knocked me out of the playoff my senior year. I can't be. No, I don't wish that on them. South Range 39, Berkshire 0. All right, now it's going to give me ads. All right, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the first half that we had here. Jackson, Brunswick, kind of a bit of a feeling out. You had some turnovers. You had a drive where Jackson got. You don't want to say lucky.
I don't know why.
Okay, they got lucky. they had some things go their way. Very, very close first down. That was a 4th down play. Jacobs fumbles the football. And then falls on, grabs it as he's on the ground. And it's about a half a football across the line to pick up the first down. They go down and score on that drive.
Yep.
I think offensively, Jackson has been a little more balanced than Brunswick. Brunswick wants to run the football, but they've had more success moving the ball through the air. They've had a couple penalties on that read option where the quarterback kind of pulls it runs towards the line and then throws on the run.
Yep.
Kind of feel if Brunswick cleans things up a little bit, it's going to be a much tighter second half.
Definitely. I mean, you saw a drive stall from penalties and obviously the turnover that led to points for Jackson. So if Brunswick cleans it up a little bit, I mean, they have the athletes. They're playing hard. I mean, I like their grit. They're tackling well. They just got to do a little bit more to try to get the run game going. Maybe go back to the quarterback running game. It worked for them when they did it that one series. So if they can get a ground game going, make those defenders suck in the box a little bit, and then hit those athletes on the edge, they could get something going.
And they haven't been able to really establish a true run game. You know, Eli Nichols averaging 6.4 yards per carry coming into here. I don't know if he's gotten 6 yards on a single carry in the first half. Jackson has done a good job of loading the box and trusting their corners on the outside to play man coverage, and it seems to have worked. They haven't been really truly beat by that at all this first half.
Right. There was a couple plays where the receiver did have a step on the cornerback for Brunswick. I mean, for Jackson, but Brunswick just couldn't connect just outside of the fingertips of the wide receiver, but they're close. They're close on a lot of plays. So if they can get some timing things cleaned up and clean up the penalties, I think they can make this a ball game.
Jackson's going to receive the second half kickoff. So the Polar Bears offense is going to come out onto the field. We haven't really seen, Lucas Eckerman has been at quarterback. We haven't seen Carter Mulliman even play wide receiver a whole lot in that first half. So that's always something to keep an eye on. We've seen a little bit from Seismansky and not really a whole lot from Max Cowles either.
Right.
I mean, so they've got Jackson's offense does have different weapons that they haven't really showcased yet. And I mean, at this point, if you don't need to showcase them, keep them hidden.
I won't say
keep them off film.
I won't say keep them hidden, but there's no need to open that box if you don't need to. The ground game is working efficiently. The slants and comebacks are working good for Jackson. Quarterback run games are working for Jackson. Just stay in that wheelhouse and see if you have to adjust, because so far Brunswick hasn't done anything to make you to adjust.
I think the defense for Jackson has really been the true MVP in this first half so far. They've done a fantastic job of really packing the box and stopping the run, other than, a couple here and there from the quarterback. I think, 10 yards here, 10 yards there, but their defense has been really, really good. And, the only points you've given up are a 49-yard field goal.
49 yards.
But it's also has, a crazy wind at your back. I was watching Cooper Mazier.
I don't care.
Coming up at halftime.
I don't care if there's a typhoon at your back. That's an impressive kick.
So the run up and the kickoff for the second half, taken at the 5-yard line across the 15, 20. He's got a little seam right up the middle, and needs one man to beat, and that's going to be a 15-yard face mask. He ripped the helmet off of the return man. That was Norch, and he had his helmet ripped off of him, but it saved a touchdown.
It did. I mean, I give up 15 for 6 points any day. And he hit it full speed. I mean, he got a good head of steam for about 35, 40 yards for anybody even touched him. So great return by Jackson, with the penalty's going to put him across the 50-yard line. Great field position to start your first drive of the half.
And if you're the coach for Brunswick, I mean, you can't even be mad at that. Your kicker just saved a second half touchdown.
But the fact that your kicker ripped someone's helmet off, that's pretty badass. That sends a message right there.
Kicking 49-yard field goals, ripping
helmets off, punting the ball 73 yards.
Is that Pat McAfee down there?
Well, no, his shirt's on.
There we go. We're going back and watching highlights of McAfee, man. He would love coming up and hitting people on kickoff and punt returns. Get a little swag, man. It's cool to see kickers have swag.
It is, man. I play with a couple kickers that have some swag like that.
So there are 2 penalties against Brunswick. One was a hold that was declined. A 15-yard face mask is going to be tacked on at the end of the run. So the penalty happened at the 40-yard line. That's going to take them across midfield to the Brunswick 45. So Jackson starting their first drive of the second half off in Brunswick territory.
Can't have so much better than that, unless it was, A touchdown.
Yeah, right. Shout out to everyone here at Jackson High School as well. Greatly appreciate the accommodations that they laid out for us, bringing us some snacks and some food and stuff up here at halftime. It's not necessary, but it is always greatly appreciated. So
Immensely appreciated.
Thank you to the entire administration and everyone here at Jackson. Greatly appreciate it.
Amazing pepperoni rolls.
Very good.
Amazing.
So 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears. 2 receivers to the left. They turn, hand it off to Jacobs right up the middle. Little hesitation and gets caught after a gain of 3. And it takes them to the 41. It'll be 2nd down for Polar Bears.
Yep, good north and south run, just getting vertical and get what you can get. And he got almost 4 on that one. Good job.
So Jackson going a little hurry up now, quickly getting it back into Jacobs. And this time he gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the carry. Now it'll be 3rd down. Jackson trying to keep Brunswick sleeping a little bit defensively, and they were wide awake.
Yes. Brunswick, again, very impressive on defense so far. Great tacklers, doing a great job at the line of scrimmage. Now they're in the 3rd and about 6.5. So let's see what Jackson's going to do.
And they're going to send 2 receivers to the wide side left. Jackson moving from right to left with the wind. Jacobs to the right of Eckerman in the shotgun. Takes the snap. False start on Jackson. Now that'll be a 3rd and 11 for the Polar Bears. Just underway here in the second half from Robert Fife Stadium. Jackson 14, Brunswick 3.
It's about the 3rd or 4th false start from Jackson so far.
I wonder if that was something Brunswick saw on film and kind of whispered into the air too.
Right. Hey, the receivers leaving a little early here. Yep.
So it'll put them 1 yard behind the sticks, 3rd and 11.
It's a QB run game here.
And they go empty. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Eckerman by himself in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's back to pass, looking left, throwing right down the middle of the field. Oh, just over the hands of the intended receiver, Max Cowles. And Cowles had a step on the defender. And I think the punting unit's going to come on for Jackson. Now you're in a situation where you got to tell Cooper Mazier, hey, don't boot it as hard as you can.
Right.
Maybe get a little height on it and let the wind kind of push it a little bit, because we know he could put this through the back of the end zone punting if he gets a hold of it.
Yeah, and with the wind behind you too. I mean, so you really don't have to get a hold of this one. Just tap it, let the wind carry it, and let our guys cover.
A knuckle punt is always good in this situation too. Snap back. Punt away, good high end over end punt will bounce and take a big Jackson hop and roll, and that's going to be a touchback. And they get it down right at the 1 yard line. What a punt from Cooper Mazier and the punt return unit or the punt coverage unit for Jackson.
Just like that. That was a perfect punt.
Yeah, it bounced about the 15, took a big bounce and a roll, and was down to right at the 1 yard line.
Yep, Jackson had 3 guys right there to build the wall to make sure the ball didn't go into the end zone. Did a great job fielding it, and now they got to go 99 yards if Brunswick wants to score.
We apologize if you hear anything on the crowd, Mike. Brunswick's fans are getting a little feisty.
It's playoffs, baby.
First play, handoff over the right-hand side to Ballock. And Ballack will get to the 4 yard line. So pick up a 3 on the first play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
A little bit of breathing room right there, operational room.
So under center now is Barnett. Takes the snap, back to pass, throws it out into the left flat, caught at the 10, and will be tackled after picking up the first down. That's Gavin Moore with the reception and moves the chains and gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Tell you what, Moore has some twitch to him. You just see that if he gets the ball in open space, he can make some guys miss, and he showed it right there.
Gavin Moore, 5'9", 165-pound senior. As Barnett goes back under center, they hand this one off right up the middle. And again, Nichols doesn't get much on the carry. And they'll say he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So no gain on the carry, 2nd and 10 for Brunswick.
Yeah, not much there between the tackles tonight. Maybe try to hit it off tackle or get a pitch outside or something. But so far it's been tough sledding between the tackles for Brunswick.
That was a good old Tampa 2 is what we used to call it.
Tampa 2.
Little trap play. Now they got two wings single wing on the left. Barnett back to pass. He's looking. He's got a man wide open, beat the defender, and that is caught at the 40, across the midfield to the 40, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, and into the end zone for the score. Gavin Moore, but a penalty marker on the field at the other 10-yard line.
High low by the offensive line. I saw it too.
So that is coming back. Personal foul, a chop block on number 55 and 51. So the high-low is correct. That was Braxton DeMoss and David Horay with the penalty, and that'll be a half the distance penalty, and we'll put them back to the 5 or 6 yard line.
As an offensive lineman, you cannot cut a guy that's engaged with another offensive lineman. And that time, the defender was engaged with the center, and the guard came and chopped his legs. That's a high-low block. You're going to get called every time for that.
So that puts Brunswick back at the 6.5 yard line. But again, you talked about the shiftiness of Gavin Moore. He showed it there just to get open, and then just pure speed down the sideline. Unfortunately for Brunswick, it is negated.
That's the third time a big play has been negated by a penalty up front.
So 2nd and 14 for the Blue Devils. They're moving from left to right. Ball on the right hash. They've got two receivers to the left. The wing left, that's Eli Nichols. Single wide out to the right. Ball off to the left of Barnett. He's back to pass. Throws out into the left. This time caught by Cohen Issa. And Issa gets down to the 16-yard line. It'll be 3rd down for Brunswick.
It's a good play right there on a 2nd and long. Get a lot of those yards back. Now to put you in about a 3rd and 7 position. So it's a lot more manageable to try to get that first down, especially when you started out at your own 1 yard line.
And we saw Jackson's defense Brunswick's defense giving a cushion to Jackson's receivers. It kind of looks like Jackson's starting to do that now, playing off the ball a little bit. So 3rd and 7 for Brunswick. Ball on the left hash. Barnett takes the snap. He's looking right. He's going to step up and start to run. Then he's going to throw behind his intended receiver. That will be incomplete, intended for Gavin Moore. And now the punting unit back out onto the field as Barnett slow to get up at the end of that play. He looks fine, just maybe a little frustrated with himself.
Yeah, you've seen it all night. You know, when he's on the run, he really can't get his shoulder squared downfield and can't get that foot underneath him to plant to get a good ball. And so you've seen it all night. When he's on the run, he's throwing the ball either high and outside or behind the guy, and he's just getting frustrated.
Vinny D. Tildoro on the punt and gets a really high punt. Will be fielded at the 45-yard. Muffed it, and Cowles falls on it. So it will be Jackson football and a penalty. And I imagine this is an unsportsmanlike conduct against Brunswick. He said something or did something right in front of the official, and he wasted no time throwing that flag. I believe that was Bollock who is going to be hit with the penalty.
And that's unfortunate because you start at your own 1 yard line, you flip the field to get it back to the 45 on the other side, and now you're going to give them great field position with that penalty.
So we'll see what the officials, again, they are conversing. We'll see what he has to say. Oh. So that was on Landon Kirchner. So they called an inadvertent whistle.
But still gave him the penalty.
They still gave him the penalty. So what's going to happen is they're going to assess the penalty, and they are going to repunt because the whistle was blown right when Max Cowles got underneath to catch it, and it bounced off of his chest. They had immediately blew the whistle as if he had caught it. So the play is going to be replayed, and it's going to be half the distance to the goal line because of the unsportsmanlike conduct. So now punter for Brunswick will be punting from his own end zone. D. Teodoro
I'd imagine Jackson's going to try to bring some heat right here.
On to punt for Brunswick. Cal stands at midfield for Jackson, and the punt away. A great high punt will be fielded at the 44-yard line. Cal's with a chance to return. He's moving over to the right. There's a penalty marker coming from way in the back, and I believe this one is going to go against Jackson, and I believe it is going to be on Logan Armstrong. We'll see what the officials say. That was well away from the play. That foul happened at the 20-yard line on Brunswick's side.
Yep.
It is going to be a hold. But that happened at the 20-yard line on Brunswick's side when Cowles was tackled at the 40-yard line on the complete opposite side of the field.
Yep. Yep. You know, that's so frustrating when you get a penalty that doesn't even affect the play.
Yeah.
You know,
it was, you could have just stood there and let the guy not even touch him. He wouldn't have had anything to do with the play. All right. So Jackson football, 1st and 10 at the Brunswick 47-yard line. Eckerman in at quarterback. Jacobs to his right, 3 receivers to the wide side left, single to the right. Eckerman back to pass. Here comes pressure off the edge. He gets it away, throws it up, and it's going to be picked off, but a flag on the play. That's going to be intercepted by Cohen Issa, but it's going to be pass interference on Issa.
I don't agree.
And now there's a fight. Now it's getting crazy. Players are fighting all over the field at the 45-yard line. Flags are coming in everywhere. Players are running back. Players are trying to come off the field. They're still fighting. Coaches are now coming off to try to break things up. This is crazy. This is crazy. You have to, coaches are storming out onto the field. You have to imagine that there are players who are going to be kicked out of this game.
Yeah.
Punches were being thrown. Players were being laid on top of while they were being hit. I have never, ever. Unbelievable.
Yep, that is.
Unbelievable. So
great job by both coach and staff getting to their guys, getting it separated, getting them to their sidelines, to their areas.
Now,
Coach Jay Rohr is bringing his team up, about to get in their ass. As
I was just going to say, bringing them in and telling them, listen, if you get kicked out of this game, you're going to miss the start of the second game.
Yep, exactly.
You will miss this whole second half, and you will miss the first half of the following game.
Yep.
And I believe Landon Kirchner, who we've called his name a lot, he's at Unsportsmanlike Conducts. He is making his way to the locker room. I believe he is going to be disqualified from this football game.
Yep, looks like it.
And we have mentioned his name a lot with like extracurricular stuff. And he had that unsportsmanlike conduct just to play a couple plays before. So I'd like that both schools, both head coaches have huddled up their teams on their respective sidelines and are talking to them and telling them this can't happen. This is unacceptable in a high school football game.
Yep. Great job by both head guys.
Wow. So the officials are standing at the 25-yard line to our left. We are on the visitor side here at Robert Fife Stadium, and we are right at the 50-yard line. And the officials are discussing, but as I mentioned, Landon Kirchner, the 5'10", 160-pound senior, you hate to see a senior in his last football game, potentially,
yeah,
not be on the field at the end of the ball game.
Right.
It's different if it's an injury. You understand that's part of the game. What we just saw should have no place in football. And it's sad because you see this at the collegiate level and you see this at the NFL level before games, fighting and thinking it's okay. And that all trickles down. This is the purest form of football, I believe, is high school football.
Right. And kids with monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
So but I did not agree with that pass interference call. I did not agree with that.
So they're called pass interference, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, that was about 6 players you just named off.
One of them, Corey Jacobs, has been ejected from the ball game as well. So has Gavin Moore, Gavin Ballock, and AJ Rabaka.
Wow.
For Brunswick, I think he said 1, 2, 3, and 4, along with number 55 for Brunswick, which is Devin Horay, another senior.
I thought 55 was from Jackson. Maybe not. Maybe not.
We'll see because they're going to make them leave the sidelines. So we'll see which players and get a. Wow. So the ball will belong to Jackson. So 55 for Brunswick. And most of these guys are seniors, and that's what hurts.
It does. It really does.
That's what hurts. And that also hurts whoever wins this game, because all those guys are going to be out the first half of next week.
Yep.
So 3, 2, 1. So there goes 3 and 55 for
Brunswick. So yeah, you're right there. Who was the other guy?
I believe 2 is out. Gavin Moore is gone as well.
Man, that's a lot of their dudes.
And the coaching staff for Brunswick has 2 R left in the press box, and they're not happy about it either. I heard Corey Jacobs.
Yeah, but there's another guy from Jackson too, but I couldn't.
So now we're trying to get back to football, and there's an offsides on Brunswick. Trying to still figure all this out, folks. So I apologize. Trying to see if I can see players walking to the locker room, because those are the players that have been disqualified from this game. But we're trying to get back to action. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Polar Bears at the 29-yard line. Eckerman drops back to pass. He's looking, rolling out to his right, throws, and that is caught and out of bounds after picking up the first down. I believe that was Michael Regenball.
I know Eli Nichols and the opposite defensive end for Brunswick are both making life miserable for Eckerman right now. I mean, they're getting great jumps off the ball. They're getting the hands of the offensive linemen off of them right now. They have great bend. I mean, they're doing a great job rushing the quarterback for Brunswick.
So because Corey Jacobs has been kicked out of the ball game, in at running back is Ty Jackson. They play action to him, throw out to the left. That was looking for Cowles, and that'll be incomplete. I've kind of lost.
I know, right?
Like trying to keep up to date and keep everyone informed. I still have not seen any of the players from Jackson go to the locker room.
Me neither. I'm trying to see who that other guy was that got thrown out.
So Eckerman has it. It is 2nd and 10, 7:34 left in the third quarter. 14-3. Jackson leads Brunswick. Jackson to the left of Eckerman. Eckerman rolling out to his left. He looks to throw, throws it in the flat. It's going to be incomplete. And now it will be a 3rd and 10 for Jackson.
Brunswick done a good job again, setting the edge by the force players on the edge and not letting Jackson get to the edge on that rollout, making them pull up a little bit short, throwing off the timing of that rollout play.
So Eckerman goes empty, 3 receivers to the wide side left, 2 to the short right. He's back to pass. He looks, wide receiver screen for Cowles. Cowles catches, runs up, gets to the 20-yard line and is brought down. He'll be short of the line to gain. And I believe the kicking unit is going to come out on for the Polar Bears.
That's another staple of this Jackson offense and Coach Bardwell's offense are those tunnel screens. He runs them a lot. He has many different variations of it. And usually if it's in the 3rd and long, 2nd and long situation, he's going to go to a tunnel screen.
37-yard field goal attempt from Mazier. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. Cooper Mazier hits a 27-yarder, and Jackson extends their lead back to 14 with 6:48 remaining in the third quarter. We're going to take a break, see if we can figure some things out here. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
Missed the big game? Don't worry. Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. Jackson 17, Brunswick 3. 6:48 remaining in the third quarter. Mazier with the kickoff and kicking into the wind. And that's going to be an offsides on Jackson. So that'll push them back 5 yards, and they'll have to re-kick. So that'll push the ball back to the 35-yard line. Gamboa, Burke, and Issa back deep for Brunswick. That moves them actually back to the 30-yard line where Mazier tees up the football.
Brunswick should get decent field position.
See if Mazier puts his leg behind this one with the wind.
With the wind, still gets touched back.
And the run up and the kick. High kick. We'll go back and we'll go bounce at the 7-yard line and roll into the end zone for a touchback.
Still get a touchback.
Still get a touchback. So it'll be Brunswick football, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Still 6:48 remaining in the third quarter.
Long quarter.
There was a big fight.
a lot to sort through.
Right? If you're just joining us, I believe 5
I think it was
or
like
6.
7.
Was it 7?
Wait.
I got 4 for sure from Brunswick, and I know Corey Jacobs for sure for Jackson.
At least one there for Jackson.
Excuse me. So 1st and 10, back to pass. Barnett throws it over to the right side, caught at the 25, brought down at the 29-yard line. Good catch and run for Tyler Burke, the junior receiver.
Some of Brunswick's main weapons on offense are no longer in the game, so they're going to have to lean on some of those other guys to make some plays for him.
So Barnett in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's going to step up and throws across the middle. That is caught. Oh, they're going to roll incomplete. Say the ball hit the ground. That was intended for number 8, Jake Thomasunas.
Yeah,
and it's a 3rd and 1. Sorry.
No, you said yeah, 2 refs from 2 different angles making the same call at the same time. So it was a little low.
So 3rd and 1 for Brunswick. Nichols to the left of Barnett in the shotgun. Trips bunch to the left. Barnett back to pass. He's looking, throws, and that is caught at the 40-yard line. Jake Thomasinos with the reception and moves the chains for Brunswick.
And he had to climb the ladder to go get that one. Great job going up a high point and coming down in traffic to secure the ball and get the first down to move chains.
6:02 left in the third. Empty backfield for Barnett. And they fake it, and he's going to keep it himself over the left-hand side. He's got room around the edge. Gets across the 45 down to the 46-yard line, and it'll make it 2nd and for Brunswick.
Yeah, quarterback keeping it around the left side, and he had a little shoulder music for that cornerback out there trying to make a play on him. Good job getting about a good 6-7 on that play by the quarterback and making it second and medium.
Nichols to the right of Barnett in the shotgun, trips Bunch to the right. Barnett back to pass. Here comes pressure up the middle, and he tosses it to Nichols. Nichols with room over the right side, and he's going to pick up the first down, gets to the edge, and goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line. First down for Brunswick.
Best run so far by Nichols on that makeshift pitch. Quarterback getting pressure, about to go down. Saw one of his guys, just pitched it to him, and Nichols took off for a big, big play.
There's still a lot of football left in this game, too, and you kind of feel Brunswick starting to get a little bit of momentum here. 3 receivers to the wide side left. Barnett in the shotgun with Nichols to his left. Back to pass. He's looking. Nothing there. Steps up in the pocket. He's off. He takes off, gets across the 40, gets to the 35, and is finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Should be enough to move the chains and pick up another Brunswick first down.
Yeah, that time he dropped back. First read wasn't there, felt the pressure, no hesitation, got out between the left guard and the center and was able to get a big play and make another first down.
So 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line of Jackson. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Nichols on the wing, Barnett by himself in the shotgun. Man in motion now from left to right, and they hand it off to him on the end around. He gets to the edge. He's across the 30, 25, still on his feet to the 20, down to the 19-yard line. That was Anthony Gambino with the run on the jet sweep, and another first down for Brunswick now inside the RG Drag red zone.
Brunswick was able to outflank Jackson on the right side that time, getting a hat on the hat and running the jet to the right side of the field, getting a big play. Was able to move the chains again, and now Brunswick still rolling.
And they go empty again. Man in motion from right to left. This time they hand it off to him. They're trying to take advantage of the edges on Jackson, and he gets down inside the 10-yard line. That was Cohen Issa with the run, and it looks like they've found a little hole in the Jackson defense, and they're just trying to get to the perimeter.
Well, at halftime we talked about it's been tough sledding between the tackles for Brunswick. They have to get to the edge and run the quarterback, and they've been able to do both on this drive, and it's by far the best drive of the game so far. Knock on wood, they haven't had any penalties this drive. They've been able to stay ahead of the chains. They've been able to get outside both to the left and the right. So the defense running sideline to sideline. They're starting to tire out a little bit. Let's see if Brunswick can actually hit pay dirt this time and get the momentum back in this football game.
There's an injury down on the field for Brunswick. That is number 62. Preston Sneed, who is able to get up and walk gingerly off the sideline.
One of the big boys, though. Hate to see that. That's always hard to replace one of your hoggies up front.
So he makes his way to the sidelines, and we're going to get back to action. I think I might have figured out who the other players were for Jackson. I don't want to speculate yet, but I'll let you know here in a second.
You have a hypothesis.
I do. So let's see here. Brunswick with the football, 1st and 10. 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line in the RG Drag red zone. Barnett in the shotgun. Man in motion. When they fake it to him, they hand it off to Nichols right up the middle. Nichols walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
That was a great drive by Brunswick, keeping Jackson on their heels. They're running left, they're running right, they're running left, they're running right. And then the defense going sideline to sideline, they run counter right up the middle, hit pay dirt, no one touches the running back. Great drive by Brunswick.
D. Teodoro on to attempt the extra point for Brunswick. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 7-point ball game. Jackson 17, Brunswick 10, 4:07 left in the third quarter. We're going to step away and take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. 4:07 left in the third quarter. The Polar Bears lead Brunswick 17-10. D. Teodora on to kick off for Brunswick. And they kind of, after that scuffle, they have like a renewed energy. They're jumping up and down. Jackson's just very stoic on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, Brunswick, think about it. You're a underdog in this game. You know, a lot of your big time guys got thrown out the game because of that scuffle, and you find a way to score and stay in this game. So I'd be hyped too if I was Brunswick.
Kick taken at the 10-yard line by Cowles. He's over the right side, gets across the 20, 25, down to the 30-yard line. Or that was Norch. That's why I didn't speculate.
So about that hypothesis.
Yeah, no, that didn't work. So Jackson football, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. You're just joining us. There was a pretty big fight. We'll call it a fight. It was a fight out onto the field. A couple players from Brunswick have been disqualified. Corey Jacobs is out of the ball game as well for the Polar Bears. Carter Mulliman in at quarterback. They swing this one over to the right-hand side. It's the first time we've seen Mulliman here tonight.
Mullen money.
And, I talked pregame. I think he's a little better thrower than Eckerman is. They've had some chances with some deep balls downfield that Eckerman has missed. They might be trying to take advantage of this with a lot of those players that were kicked out for Brunswick were defensive backs and safeties.
Yep.
So Jackson breaks and looks to the sidelines. And at tailback is Ty Jackson. Jackson's got 3 receivers to the left. Mulliman rolling out to his left. He's looking, throws, and it's almost intercepted twice off the fingertips of Anthony Gambino and also Jack Tamosinos. Both had a chance at it, and it falls incomplete. I thought he was throwing underneath the Seismansky. He had him open and would have been able to pick up a nice big chunk of yards, but he goes further downfield, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, great job again by Brunswick, staying deep, keeping everything in front of them. That time he was able to get a hand on the ball a couple times, and lucky Jackson didn't get that picked off.
So Mulliman in the shotgun, Jackson to his left. Mulliman back to pass. He steps up. He throws deep down the sidelines, and it's going to be off the fingertips of the defender. That was Cohen Issa, and it falls incomplete. And the punting unit, after a 3-and-out from the Polar Bears, here comes Cooper Mazier.
I tell you what, Brunswick got a different swag right now. I mean, these guys are juiced up. You can tell their confidence is riding high. If they come down and do something on offense, you might see this whole side of this stadium erupt.
So Anthony Gamboa back deep for Brunswick to return. Cooper Mazier stands on his 13-yard line. Takes the snap, gets a nice high end-over-end punt. It's going to bounce and take a good friendly roll for the Polar Bears and keep rolling all the way down inside to the 10-yard line. Again, Brunswick's coaching staff is to our left. You can hear they're upset. They wanted him to come up and field that punt because he's been having some nice roll come off of his punts lately from Mazier.
Exactly. I mean, that prevents at least another 15 yards on lost field position if he just catches the ball in the air.
So Brunswick 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line, trailing Jackson, 17-10 Polar Bears. 2:59 left in the third quarter. Brunswick goes empty. 3 receivers to the left, single to the right. He takes it. Barnett himself just running straight over the right side and gets hit out of bounds after a pickup of 5, and he'll get out to the 15-yard line.
That was a good scheme by Brunswick. You overload the formation to the left and just run the quarterback right to where you're not outnumbered, but you have a hat on that right side because the defense is plus to the formation and able to get a big chunk on first down.
Brunswick moving from left to right. They've got Nichols to the left of Barnett. Play action. He pump fakes, swings it out to Nichols in the flat. He catches it, gets across the 20-yard line down to the 22-yard line, and another first down for Brunswick.
Great job by the quarterback on his check down. Thought about running it. Said, nah, it's probably not there. Was able to look to his left, find his running back, deliver it. Running back was able to get north and south and move the chain.
I think Nichols has been most dangerous tonight as that check down, that safety valve for Barnett when he gets into open space and doesn't have a defender around him.
Yep.
So first down for Brunswick, 3 receivers to the right, single wide out left. Barnett in the shotgun on the left hash. He's back to pass, looks to his right, throws it out into the flat. That's caught by Asa, and he'll get across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
A lot of those rhythm things that we saw in the first half, it's kind of dissipated now with this Brunswick offense. The quarterback seems a little more comfortable. The wide receivers seem to be in the right place on their breaks at the right time. So you see this offense getting more and more settled as the game progresses.
And they've got a 2nd and 5, and they're just 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, just percolating down the field.
Percolate.
Barnett in the shotgun. They hand this one off, trying to get around the right edge, not getting there. That was Gavin Bullock.
Yep, running that fake jet and running the counter back to the right. And that time Jackson wasn't fooled. Did a great job, especially at that defensive end, wrong arming the puller and blowing it up in the backfield, making it bounce, and Jackson was right there to make the play.
So Bullock loses a yard on that. Now it's 3rd and 6 for Brunswick. 1:19 left in the third quarter. Barnett in the shotgun. Bullock to his left. 3 receivers to the wide side left. Back to pass is Barnett. He's looking. He steps up in the pocket, and he shovels it forward, and that is going to be a first down. He just did the little forward shovel pass for about 8 yards.
That was about almost a 10-yard shuffle.
It was just like an option pitch forward.
Like Maslin McKinley, 1994. I'm not going to bring it up, though. I'm not going to bring it up.
That one was legal. 1st and 10 for Brunswick. They've got the ball at the 34-yard line, their own 34. 2 receivers to each side. Barnett back to pass. He's looking. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to try to escape. He gets away, picks up yardage, and he's going to get 8 or 9 yards on the scramble. John Barnett, 6'5", 200 pounds.
He's swagged out right now.
Yes, he's feeling it.
Yeah, you just got to keep letting the ball go through ones because ones is feeling it right now.
There's an injury. Jared Kaiser is down for Jackson. That's a big loss if he's not able to come back into the ball game.
Definitely.
The 5'11", 190-pound junior is down near the Brunswick sideline on the Brunswick 30.
Check some scores.
Yeah, I was just going to – we got a little break in the action. Northwest, 4th and 10 from their own 37. 2:37 left in the game. Northwest, let's see. I don't have a Salem 21, Northwest 15. East Canton leads Lisbon 28-14. 6:13 left in that game. Westerville South 7, Louisville 3. 1:48 left. Louisville start from their own 33-yard line. So the Leps with the ball. 1:48 left in that game. Green 21, Garfield 6. And our good friends over on the FM, Hoover 50, Northland 6. Final. Setting up North Canton Hoover and the Maslin Tigers.
That's going to be, man.
Next Friday night from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. That game can be listened to on Q92. 2nd and 1 for Brunswick. Ball on the 43-yard line. Barnett in the shotgun. Nichols to his left. Barnett back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He's not getting away this time. He'll get sacked in the backfield. Coming in and making the tackle was Luke Mazon.
Yeah, that was a cover sack right there. Nothing was open downfield. Everything was buttoned up. Quarterback didn't have nowhere to go. Tried to step up in the pocket. It collapsed pretty quick, and he just went down.
Reese Myers in on that sack as well. Sets up I think a huge play on 3rd and 5 when we come back. That's the end of the third quarter from Robert Fife Stadium. Jackson 17, Brunswick 10. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members. With a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
Football fans, Mondays just got better. Join Q92 Sports Live every Monday at 11 a.m. for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon. Watch on our Facebook, X, and YouTube channels as legends from the high school, college, and pro football world take the mic with inspiring speeches and incredible stories. Don't miss a moment. Like, follow, and subscribe to Q92 Sports on social media and catch every Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon live every Monday at 11 on the Q92 Sports Network.
This is head coach Jay Rohr from the Jackson Polar Bears. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium, 3rd and 5. Brunswick with the football, starting the fourth quarter. Barnett by himself, catches, throws, and that's going to be bobbled and caught, picking up the first down for Brunswick and going all the way to midfield.
That was a great scheme right there. 2 receiver side, you exit motion to running back as an extra block. You go to bubble screen over there to the side he motion to. So you pick up an extra blocker, did a great job getting a hat on a hat, was able to get the first move of change.
And another injury for the Polar Bears out on the field, right at midfield. And I can't see the number of the young man who is down. As you can see, a couple players from Brunswick trying to stretch things out too.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold out here, and
it is cold. We'll start bringing a little space heater with me into some of these press boxes.
I texted you and said, "Are you bringing the space heater or am I?"
It's that time of the year. I remember calling one game. I think we were down in Columbiana or something, and it was so cold, and they had us in the booth, and we had the windows closed, and it started to condensate on the window, and then it froze, and we're sitting here scraping the window with our fingernails. Christian and I were talking about a game we called was Salem at CVCA, and we were in the bleachers.
Wow.
Calling the game. We're all snuggled up. Drop blankets.
Teeth chattering on the air.
It was cold. It was cold. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for Brunswick. 11:49 left. Barnett takes quarterback keep right up the middle, and he picks up another 6 yards.
That has been a big difference in the second half, is being able to use his legs to generate offense. It's made a huge difference this half.
So 2nd and 4 now, as Sean Barnett, quarterback, has really kind of taken over this ball game with his legs, with his arms, with his energy. Nichols lines up to the left of Barnett in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the wide side left. Brunswick now moving right to left. Play action, throws. That's going to be incomplete, intended for Anthony Gamboa. And it'll be 3rd and 4 now. And this is where they just go back to that little out route that they've had a lot of success with here in the second half, or just run it with Barnett.
Yeah, that last time they on the 3rd down, that they ran that exit motion with the running back and ran the bubble screen to that side. And so let's see how creative they get on this 3rd down.
Right now they're set up 3 receivers to the wide side left, single to the right.
There are only 12 seconds left. Are they going to take a timeout?
It might have to.
Yeah.
Let's see if they hurry up here. 5 seconds.
Timeout.
And they are going to take a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. Let's check in the final St. John 0, Malvern 34. The Hornets advance to the second round of the OHSAA playoffs.
Congratulations.
4th and 5 at the Salem 33 for Northwest. 1:06 left in that ball game.
Big down.
See what other scores we get coming in. Make sure to follow us on all of our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, X, Q92 Sports. We're also on Threads, Q92 Sports. We got TikTok on Q92, Q92 on YouTube. We're all over the place, folks.
Right.
If you want to find us, you'll find us.
Worldwide.
All right, after the timeout, 3rd and 4 for Brunswick. The scoreboard just went out. I don't know if that's important or not. Now it's back, but it's just the video. They didn't have the actual time and stuff up there on the scoreboard.
Oh, some Halloween tricks.
Just want the treats, man.
Yeah, I heard that.
All right, so they're having some issues with the scoreboard. All they have is the timer now. So 11:13 left in the game. 3rd down. Barnett takes. He's going to keep it himself up the middle, and he will be close to the line to gain for the 1st down. We'll see where they spot it. That was Barnett. Fake the end around and just quarterback keeped it. And they are going to be short. It's going to be 4th down. And you have to imagine Brunswick is going to keep their offense on the field.
Definitely. I mean, the way they were rolling this half, definitely want to keep those guys on the field.
So 4th and 1. Again, a lot of time. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Barnett, 3 receivers to the left. Nichols to his right. He goes under center. Here comes the tush push. They do the quarterback keeper, and he does get the 1st down. They're going to mark his forward progress across the line to gain. It will be 1st down Brunswick with 10:23 left in the game.
That's good execution right there, especially when you don't go in the center all game and you go in the center on the quick count, and you move to under center. So anything can go wrong with that. So great job executing right there on that play.
Nichols to the left of Barnett. They do man in motion. Fake to the motion man. Hand off to Nichols. Nichols evades a couple tackles, breaks some tackles, still on his feet. That's a lot of running that he just did to pick up 4 yards on the carry. But it's a hard-nosed running from Eli Nichols.
Right, and you're making that defense line up and tackle you. And as this game wears on, I mean, we still got a whole quarter left to play. That's going to get more and more difficult to bottle him up.
Nichols to the left of Barnett. Trips bunch on the wide side left. Barnett back to pass. Here comes pressure. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to go down. He will be sacked. They're going to say it was right back at the line of scrimmage. So now it sets up a 3rd and 6 for Brunswick. And this is 4-down territory for him.
So the past 5 or 6 times that they tried to drop back 5 steps in the pocket, it's always resulted in a pressure or him taking a sack. So if I'm the offensive coordinator, I have to figure out, okay, how can I effectively move the ball in the air without doing a drop back, because it's not working right now. My guards aren't getting open and we're getting pressure every time.
So Barnett in the shotgun, Nichols to his left. He's back to pass, looking for the little out route, not there. Barnett steps up again. This time he throws, and that is caught for the 1st down at the 15-yard line. That was Cohen Issa with the reception. A great job from Barnett, keeping his eyes downfield and finding the open man.
Phenomenal job keeping his eyes downfield, but even better with his delivery, because earlier in this game, we've seen him a lot of times when he's on the move like that, not deliver a clean ball. That time he did, and it was a great job on the 3rd down to move the chains.
So 1st and 10. Ball at the 25-yard line. Barnett goes empty. 3 receivers to the right, wing right. He's going to straight quarterback run over the right-hand side. Now he cuts it back to the middle, and he will pick up another 7 yards on the carry. Now it'll be 2nd and 3. Jackson just has no answer defensively right now to stop that, and their defense has been on the field a long time.
Exactly. They've been on the field most of this half. And the fact that Brunswick's able to be methodical and move the ball with 5, 6, 7-yard plays, 2 drives in a row, was wearing this Jackson defense.
Barnett keeps it again up the middle, breaks the tackle, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Barnett's doing it himself in the second half, and there's an injury for Brunswick at the goal line. But we are an extra point away from being tied up.
It looked like Barnett ran up his back a little bit.
And Vinny DiTeodoro has not missed an extra point all season long.
Until now with the jinx.
Boy, oh boy, we still have 8 minutes left in this ball game, and we're an extra point away from it being tied up.
We got an eternity left in this ball game.
Cannot see the number of the player on the turf.
Man, how about this Brunswick team? It seems like after that extracurricular activity on the field, it seems like that they woke up.
What was the Tyson quote about everyone's got a plan until you got punched in the face? They got punched in the face, and that fired them up.
Fired them up, man.
That was number 10, Anthony Gamboa, who gets up and is able to walk off the field on his own power. And if you look at the sidelines, they are 2 completely different atmospheres.
Totally.
So here we go with the extra point. DiTeodoro on to kick. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. And we are all tied up at 17 with 8:02 remaining in the ball game. It's the ball game, folks. Got some more finals coming in for you. East Canton leads Lisbon 28-21, 1:34 left in the game.
Who has the ball?
Lisbon attempting an onside kick.
Okay.
Final, Salem 21, Northwest 15. Salem will travel to take on Glenville. Geneva 46, Alliance 12, final. So the Aviators had a great season. Coach Goodman really turned that program around.
Yes, sir, he did.
Unfortunately, they fall tonight to Geneva, and their season has come to an end. DiTeodoro on to kickoff for Brunswick. Norch and Cowles back deep for Jackson. And this kick will go into the end zone for a touchback.
All right, this Jackson's offense has been held stagnant this whole half. Let's see if they can do something here to get a drive going, at least burn up some of this clock, flip the field, at worst, get a shot at 3.
And we'll see who's in that quarterback as well. Carter Mulliman started the second half in that quarterback. Or was it just that last drive? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Mulliman was in at quarterback, and he's going to stay in the game at quarterback. So Lucas Eggerman not in the ball game at the moment. Carter Mulliman in there. Corey Jacobs has been ejected from the ball game. So in at tailback is Ty Jackson. And the Polar Bears moving from left to right. 3 receivers to the right, single wide out left. Mulliman takes, play action, throws. That is caught at the 30, cutting back across the 40, 50. He's got room to run, 40, 30. He's being chased. He's down to the 20, 10-5, touchdown. Gino Seismansky goes 80 yards to the house, and Jackson back on top.
And just like that, a counter hook by Jackson, and they're back on top. Easy slant route. He made one guy miss, made the second guy miss, and 2 guys ran into each other, off to the races. No one could touch him. Touchdown, Jackson.
Just a little slant route and let his receiver do the rest. A punch and a counter punch has been this second half, literally and figuratively. Right. Mazier on for the extra point. High snap, able to get it down, and the kick is up, and it is good. Wow.
Man. This is becoming the game right here. I know we got somebody else down.
So another player for Brunswick is down on the field. I didn't mean to make that joke. It just came out. It was there. I said it, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to go with it.
I got to finish it.
Go with it. So Jackson leads 24-17, 7:48 left in the ball game. I mean, that's one way to inject energy back into your sideline and your grandstands.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy. Got another final. East Canton defeats Lisbon 28-21. The Hornets advance. Coach Spider.
My God. Congratulations.
Just
Coach.
crazy to think how, was it 2 or 3 years ago?
Right. They're trying to get rid
They
of
were
him.
trying to run him out of there, and now he's got a playoff win for him. So congratulations to Coach Spider Miller and the East Canton Hornets. All right, Cooper Mazier on to kick off for the Polar Bears. Kicking off left to right. Has got the ball teed up on the right hash. 3 players deep for Brunswick. And the run up and the kick. High booming kick to the right side, caught at the 12-yard line. He fumbles the football and just falls on it at the 16-yard line. That was Cohen Issa, who came up and had it bounce off his chest and straight to the ground. Lucky he was able to fall on it for Brunswick.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was a smart heads-up play, just falling on it, not trying to pick it up while you run and bobble it. So he dropped it, but he made a heads-up play afterwards.
So Brunswick football, 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Barnett in at quarterback in the shotgun. They go 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Nichols on the wing on the left. Man in motion now from right to left. And they fake it to him. Barnett right up the middle. This time Jackson's defense saw it coming. First making contact, Luke Maison tackling Barnett for a loss of 1.
Yeah, I'd imagine that point of emphasis on that sideline for Jackson's defense was we got a spider quarterback. You have to make sure someone is keying him at all times.
They got to watch that they don't overcommit on that end around because it'll leave the outside open. This time, little pass caught. Jackson's corner is given a big cushion there, and Brunswick is just taking advantage of it, taking the 5 yards, 6 yards. That time it was a gain of 8, and it sets up a 3rd and 2. Oh, no, first down.
Yeah, about to say, look like he got the mark.
Yeah, he switched it to the 3, and the chains hadn't moved yet. So first down for Brunswick. 24-17, Jackson leads. Brunswick, 3 receivers to the right. Turn, throw. Again, little hitch route, caught, and another first down for Brunswick. So they're setting those 3 receivers up, and they're setting the inside guy's defender way off the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Oh, got a flag. But the timing and the rhythm of the passing game seems so much better than it did first half.
And Brunswick signaling that that's a penalty against Jackson. We'll see what the official says.
Yep.
That was against number 45, Jared Kaiser, who just must have come back into the game. He was injured there on that last possession.
Yep.
So that's a 15-yard penalty, moves Brunswick across midfield, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They go 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Nichols on the wing on the left. Barnett by himself in the shotgun. Man in motion from right to left. This time they hand it to him, and he tries to get to the left edge, and he is not going to get there. He'll lose a yard. That was Issa with the carry.
Well, he delivered a nasty stiff arm before he went down. But that time, trying to run a jet sweep around the left side, and Jackson was able to do a good job with their force player, setting that edge and forcing everything back inside, and couldn't get to the edge.
So 2nd and 11 for Brunswick. 6:12 left in the game. Barnett turns, throws it out to the right-hand side. That's caught by Issa. He gets across the 45, so he picks up about half the distance needed for the first down, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
Good job by the wide receivers on that right side for that bubble screen to the third receiver. And, I mean, they got a hat on the hat, created a seam, and the receiver was able to hit it full speed and get a big chunk on that second down.
So 3rd and 4 for Brunswick. Barnett in the shotgun. Nichols to his right. Take Barnett, straight quarterback keeper over the right-hand side, cuts it back, should have enough to pick up the first down and move the chains for Brunswick. And it is a first down for the Blue Devils.
The Blue Devils offense continues to be methodical, continue to dink and dunk, continue to run their quarterback at the desired times, and really be effective with their play calling. Great job.
5:20 left in the ball game. Jackson 21, Brunswick 17. 3 receivers to the wide side left. Single to the right. Barnett in the shotgun. Nichols to his left. Back to pass. Throws it out into the left. That is caught and immediately tackled was Gamboa. Coming up making the tackle was Brady Sheets. The second down.
Yep, nothing fancy there. Just trying to run a little flare route to the flat right there, and Jackson sniffed it out and made a good play.
2nd and 11. Ball on the left hash. 3 receivers to the right. Single wide out left. Barnett turns. He's going to keep it himself over to left-hand side. The read option. He'll get to the 30-yard line and set up a third and short for Brunswick with 4:20 now remaining in the ball game.
Yep, he's running left. He's running right. He's running up the middle. But number 11 is keeping the ball and being very effective when he does.
Brunswick going to hurry up. 3 receivers to the right, single wide out left. This time they hand it off right up the middle, picking up the first down. That was Eli Nichols, and moving the chains for Brunswick. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, if they don't get that shoestring tackle, we might get another 5 to 10 yards easy. But good thing they got his shoestring at the last second, slowed him down a little bit, but not before he's able to get the gain to mark.
Brunswick going hurry up. Barnett back to pass. They hit the little, it's like a little pop pass.
Yep.
To the inside receiver on the right-hand side. He'll pick up 5 yards. They'll give him 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 now inside the RG Drag red zone.
But that timing on that play has been perfect this whole quarter.
And an injury for Jackson. Slow to get up. That was Max Cowles.
3:42 left.
I was going to say, is there a timeout call?
No, it's an injury.
So they're back to it. 2nd and 4, 3:42 remaining in the ball game. Brunswick breaks the huddle from the sidelines. Clock continues to run. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on the right hash. Barnett in the shotgun. Man in motion now from right to left. They fake it. Barnett keeps it himself right up the middle. He'll pick up the first down and be down to the 13-yard line.
So impressed. So impressed with this offense the second half. So impressed with this quarterback. Making all the right decisions on the reads. And when he does keep it, he makes you pay. So, I mean, just this offense has been very methodical, been very effective in executing, and they're almost at pay dirt again.
Yeah, I don't think they've had a penalty after the fight at the start of the third quarter.
No, I don't think so.
So here we go. 1st and 10. Ball at the 13-yard line. Barnett in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking to the left. Throws. Caught. Down to the 5-yard line. That was Anthony Gamboa with the reception. And it'll be 2nd down. Brunswick can still pick up a 1st down. 2nd and 3.
Quarterback again, very, very accurate this half. The timing has been great. His delivery has been great. The receivers are catching the ball. They just look so much better than they did in that first half.
And Gamboa goes down, tried to get back up and go, and then just drops to the turf. They're looking at his right ankle. See if we got any more updates. I think we're the last game,
right?
Last game remaining.
Right.
Appreciate you joining us tonight. Round 1 of the high school football playoffs. Division 1, Region 1 matchup between the number 10 seed Brunswick Blue Devils, the number 7 seed Jackson Polar Bears. Winner will go on to face the number 2 seed Menor Cardinal, who were 10-0 on the year? 10-0 on the year?
Yep.
So a hard-fought game, and then you have to go face a team next week who hasn't lost all season long.
No, and they're rolling too. They are rolling.
So 2nd down for Brunswick. Ball on the 6-yard line. Man in motion from left to right. Barnett is going to keep it himself over to left-hand side. Goes to cut it back in, slips and falls. We'll see if he picks up the 1st down or not. He might be short.
I'll say.
And they move the chain, so it's 1st and goal.
I think he dove for the 1st down to make sure he got it.
It's only 2nd down.
Yeah, well, better safe than sorry.
Dive for the end zone.
There you go, right?
So 1st and goal for Brunswick. Ball at the 3-yard line. Barnett in the shotgun. Nichols to his right. And Barnett keeps it himself right up the middle. He got tripped up. I didn't see who came up and made the play. I think it might have been Reese Myers who just trips the ankle of Barnett. And Barnett is down at the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Under 2 minutes, 1:57 remaining in the game. And if you're Brunswick, Jackson hasn't been able to stop you. If you score here, do you go for 2?
No.
Mm-mm. They've gone for it on 4th down in their own territory throughout the game. Barnett under center. Turns. Hands it off over to left-hand side. Nichols fighting for the end zone. And they're going to say he is short. He is short of the goal line. It will be 3rd and goal. 1:28 left in the ball game.
Looks like they're about on the 1-foot line.
If you're Jackson, do you take a timeout?
Yeah.
Coach Rohr's calling for it. No one's giving it to him. A couple seconds ran off the clock there. So Coach Rohr gets the timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
3rd and under a yard.
1:18 left in the ball game. 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. All Barnett really has to do is fall forward.
Just push. Your favorite play.
Oh, I hate it. It's getting worse and worse.
Telling you.
That fumble, it was a fumble against the Giants.
Yeah.
That was it, man.
I get it.
That was the tipping point.
I get it.
I've always said I love the play. If you can't, you have to stop it.
Right.
You can't be mad at it because you can't stop it.
Right.
However, it's not being
illegal.
It's not being officiated correctly.
Right.
And if it's not going to be officiating correctly, then you have to get rid of it. I had seen someone talk about how officials are treating that 1st down marker like the goal line.
Right.
And once it gets past the goal line, is forward progress. It's still moving.
Right.
It's still a live ball.
I get it.
But I'm sure, you've got Sean Barnett, 6'5", 200 pounds. I imagine he's just going to go under center and just straight forward here with 1:18 left.
Yep. The biggest thing is making sure you get the snap. Make sure you secure the ball.
So here we go. 3rd and goal. Barnett goes in the shotgun. Nichols to his right. Ball on the left hash. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Nichols. Nichols dances. He's going to be short. He didn't get in. He is stopped. It is 4th down. Coach Rohr calls another timeout. He is all the way out screaming at the official. Another 5 seconds ran off the clock before the officials called for the timeout. 1:06 remaining in the ball game. It is 4th and goal from the 1 yard line.
I don't understand that play.
You've had so much success this entire second half running with Barnett, 6'5", 200 pounds.
Right. You're inside the 1 yard line. You're going gun and giving it to your running back who has had no success between tackles except for one play. One play he's had, when he scored a touchdown, but that was the only time that he's had any success between the tackles.
So this timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. 1:06 remaining in the ball game. Jackson 24, Brunswick 17. It's Brunswick football. 4th and goal at the, not even the 1 yard line, a half yard line away. Jackson called a timeout. Teams are breaking the huddle. Well, comes down to this for
Brunswick.
For Brunswick, yeah. The only good thing is if you don't get it, Jackson is pinned deep, 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 and will have to run the football without their starting tailback.
Right.
So Barnett, I formation, Barnett under center. Takes the snap, turns, hands it off, and he's stopped! He doesn't get it! He doesn't get it! The ball was on the ground. It was picked up by Bollock, and that's it! Jackson! Goal line stand! The Polar Bears are going to advance!
Wow.
They handed it off to Eli Nichols. I see why. 6'2", 225.
Right.
Got stood up, fumbled the football, was picked up by Gavin Bollock, and he was tackled. Where are they spotting the football for Jackson? It's going to be at the 3 yard line, I believe.
Wow.
Wow.
Great job by Jackson.
Turnover on downs. 57 seconds remaining in the ball game. Ball is at the 3 yard line. So the clock stops for the change of possession. Jackson went over to their sidelines and is huddled on their sideline. Again, no Corey Jacobs for the Polar Bears. In that tailback, Ty Jackson. Boy, oh boy. Well, the Polar Bears have to watch. They still have to run a play because you can't take a knee on the 3 yard line. So Mulliman and that quarterback. Ty Jackson to his right. They turn. Hand it off. Penalty marker. And I believe it's a false start on Jackson. It is. And that's going to push him back even further. Final, Garfield Heights 6, Green 21. The Green Bulldogs
getting hot.
And they will advance to round 2. Back here, first down for Jackson on the 1.5 yard line. Mulliman in the shotgun. Lined up to his left is Ty Jackson. They check with the sidelines. 55 seconds left in the ball game. Jackson needs to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. They hand it off to Jackson. Jackson runs a player over at the 5 yard line. The most important thing for him is ball security. And we have a timeout called by Brunswick with 49 seconds left. This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
How much did he get to?
Yeah, he got to the 5. So he's at the 1.5, so 3.5 yards. Still think they need, can't see how many timeouts Brunswick has left. Oh, they have 1. Or is it they've used 1? They've got 2 left.
They should have 2.
So Jackson kind of needs a first down in order to ice this game away.
Yep.
So 49 seconds left. Timeout by the Brunswick Blue Devils. It'll be Jackson ball, 2nd and 8 from the 5 yard line. Their own 5 yard line. Potter Mulliman has been in that quarterback the last few possessions for the Polar Bears. Lucas Eckerman started the game. I didn't see him get hurt or injured. I wonder if they're just rotating them a little bit to try to keep them fresh. I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither.
But Jackson breaks the huddle. They've got a wing on the right-hand side. That's Luke Mazon. Mulliman turns, hands it off, up the middle. He'll fall forward to the 6-yard line.
4 seconds left.
Timeout, Brunswick. Yeah, I wonder too if Eckerman might have been involved in the scuffle and got ejected.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear his number. I don't know.
Boy, oh boy. Timeout. Third and 6.
36.
This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. So that is the last timeout for Brunswick.
So here, if I'm an offense, got a little bit of breathing room. I think I'm going to do a play action, maybe roll out, tell my quarterback if it's there, throw it. If not, just get what you can with your legs, let the clock run. But at least give yourself a run pass option and see if you can get an easy first down or at least a look at it.
Well, there's 40 seconds on a play clock, right?
Right.
So if he runs and he can see, he can't see the game clock because the scoreboard's behind him. I was going to say, if he could see that game clock, it was at 40.
Right.
He could just take a knee and then that's the ball game. So he's got to run 4 seconds off the clock in order for them to not have to run another play. But here we go, 3rd and 6. 44 seconds left. Jackson leads 24-17. They're on their own 7-yard line. Mulliman in the shotgun. Jackson to his right. Turn, hands off to Jackson. Jackson, he's going to cut it out to the outside. He gets across the 10 and does he have enough for the first down?
I believe he does.
The clock stops because he was out of bounds with 38 seconds left, and that moves the chains. All Jackson has to do is jump in the victory formation. What a run from Ty Jackson, 5'7", 180-pound junior, picking up a crucial first down for the Jackson Polar Bears, and now they line up in the victory formation.
Crucial first down.
Mulliman under center, takes the knee.
That's it, folks.
And that is your ball game. What a crazy, crazy football game.
Crazy.
Wow. Your final score, the Jackson Polar Bears 24, the Brunswick Blue Devils 17. Jackson advances to round 2 of the playoffs. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll break this down a little bit more. Final score, Jackson 24, Brunswick 17. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. What a crazy, crazy ball game here tonight. Jackson was up 14-3 and then 17-3 and then 14 unanswered points, and then Jackson gets an 80-yard touchdown from Gino Seismansky to put them up one play after Brunswick had scored to tie the ball game, and that was the difference. And, at halftime we talked a lot about the Jackson defense, and the second half they kind of got exploited a little bit, but when they needed it, they were there. A huge goal line stand for the Polar Bears. 4th and goal from the half-yard line, 2 plays in a row, were able to get a massive, massive stop, and that was the game.
That was it. That was it.
And Ty Jackson picking up that huge first down at the end in order to put them in victory formation. Just one of the crazier, fun, had everything in it football games that I've been a part of.
Definitely. And, congratulations to Jackson for advancing, moving on again this for the second year in a row to the second round of the playoffs. But definitely hats off to Cole Carter and his team. In his second year, you see what he's building. You see how well developed his guys are becoming, how gritty those guys are. So, he's a great young coach. I'm a big fan of his. Congratulations on the good season, Coach.
And the only thing we have to look at now, we know for sure Corey Jacobs will be out of the first half of their game next week against Mentor. We believe there were 2 other players for Jackson who were also ejected from that ball game. We weren't 100% sure on who the players were, but that is, you're going up against a really, really great Mentor team, and you're going to be missing your starting running back along with 2 other players who are starters because they were on the field.
Right.
That's a huge loss for the Polar Bears.
Huge loss. But next man up. It's playoff football. That's why you play a football season to develop guys. And so whoever steps in next week has to do the job.
Make sure to follow us on all of our social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Threads. Did I miss any? I think I got them all. And you'll see who we are going to be covering next week. 7 games on the Q92 Sports Network, and you can find all that information out on our social media at Q92 Sports. Want to thank all of our sponsors, RG Drag, Friends and Family Credit Union, and of course, Sarshone Auto Group for helping us bring you high school football every single week on the Q92 Sports Network. And now it's playoff time. It's win or go home. And we're going to keep moving forward with the local teams that we have. We appreciate you joining us tonight. I am Ryan Keller. That is Antonio Hall. Thank you for joining us this evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful, safe, and happy Halloween. There you go. We'll see you next week. Stay safe. Be kind. Hug your loved ones. For Antonio Hall, I am Ryan Keller. Have a great evening. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92RadioSports.com.